to be his motto here on Bob. And securing the runes is going to be very, very crucial for both sides. Because even though the DK doesn't need the rune, but he doesn't want the co-op to have the rune. So I'm expecting to see a lot of rotations made around the rune to fight for it. And then we might see an Enchantress gating. Those are the few key things in the early game that we're going to have to look out for.
Okay, those gate ganks may be able to snowball a lead here for Castawake. Castaway, of course, the team's epithet on this Enchantress. We'll see how things get going. Smoke on smoke action. The good luck, have funs come out. So far, so good. No all chats from Bobs, besides the have funs, as we will begin game
Richie.
one
Not
of
yet.
this elimination series.
If they are about to win the series, maybe we see some chats, But
That's
right now,
that's right.
business is business, serious mode. I mean, look at his face, the man is dialed in, not even an ounce of emotion.
Just a little chin scratch there. He's just making sure everything is ready, everything is in place.
Oh, something's about to go on here. Bob?
Yeah, I mean, they can't quite get on Mal, though, can they? So runes will just go 2 apiece then.
Yeah, 2 apiece.
As Boom will make some rotations around.
That's the stuff we always hope for, right? 2 apiece, no one dying, no shenanigans, and then we actually get to see Dota. And now the same block again. I think we've been seeing this like almost every game, right, from DJ, if I recall.
Yes. Or FBZ sometimes, yes, exactly. I mean, he's the one to do it here with Brown Boots, of course. He's less likely to get ran down by this Undying. Good ice shards as well. DJ just being extra annoying here, making sure that Jackie's going to miss as many creep as he can underneath that tower. That's that mid lane matchup, as we'll go to a nice picture-in-picture view across all 3 lanes. Winter, you're speaking a lot about the importance of these rotations, the importance of the lanes to go well. Have you really told us which draft you prefer?
I did. I said I prefer the Boom lineup, didn't I? Or maybe subtly, it was too subtle, so you didn't
it was too subtle for me. It was too subtle for me. I need you to say, yes, Mushi. Good draft, boss.
Yes, Mushi. I like your draft, Mushi. Happy there, Richie? So where is my...
It's a good draft.
Where is my nasi lemak?
I like it. I like it a lot, Winter. I also like this draft. I'll be very clear. Even if Chris is going to be off to a good start in that top lane, but that's just Weaver things, right? Especially with that skitter step facet.
Yeah,
any facets in general, real quick, that are...
If you don't win your lane, then it defeats the purpose of picking Weaver. I mean, we see the carry pool kind of evolving, right, throughout the course of the group stages. And not group stages, but the brackets, Like we are seeing more razors, and I think Weaver has been a hero. I've been seeing in my games. I've been seeing on and off. Sometimes it's been picked, and it feels like it can do a number on certain games if you pick it in the right game. And this game, it kind of fits the bill that they needed a mobile core that can run around so that the razor can stick onto the target. And I think Weaver perfectly fits that description.
Yeah. No, I mean, exactly. A little bit of minus armor to amplify with your tag team there with the Swarm Beetles, right? There's good synergy here as well. Like you said, it is just a little bit of an unstable lineup. That's all it is, compared to a little bit more of a clear game plan from Boom is how we're reading this draft.
Because they don't have stuns and catch. It's very light. Tusk is the only one that has the actual lockdown. The rest of the heroes don't really have much way of setting up for kills. So a lot of it is going to fall down to the shoulders of the 2 supports. I think the Enchantress needs to gate gank bot, allow Tusk to have a good game, and once Tusk gets his dagger at a good time, I think the game can actually flow well, for Team Castawake. So those are the important things that are going to happen here. Bob, hopefully he's actually not going to commit too many more points onto the dagger. He already has 2. Right. I think against DK, usually you don't go more than 2, but Bob is a super aggressive player. I don't know if he's actually going to do that, because if you look at the CS chart even now, the 2 points is not exactly helping him to win the CS war. He's still losing.
No, I mean, so far that's very true, right?
I mean, this is just the nature of the matchup, like part of being like a good Dota player is sometimes just understanding. It's not exactly just conceding, you have to understand that you are not supposed to win this lane, and you just have to play to survive the lane and get your own CS, because the way he's playing right now as the cop is to try to pressure, which I feel like could come back to bite him later.
That C shot was from the other neutral?
Yeah, not the Ench script. It was the other one.
Was crazy. I thought the edge creep through the seat shot. That was very unlucky for Jabs, but you know, things like that will happen. The Castaway, he's going to rotate towards the mid lane just to make sure that Bob can secure as many water runes.
Yeah, Corp is going to get a ball refill. I mean, look at how much Bob is getting, you know, 4 minutes, 2 supports coming over, but it's a toss at edge. It is very common as toss and edge that you actually make these early moves because you're both very, very strong at early levels. Like top 3 stronger supports in the first couple of levels. I think if you exclude Bane, for example, toss and Enchantress are definitely going to be up there. And they're keeping the pressure. Corp is still behind the DK, which is the nature of the matchup. And here he's level 5.
Let's see what he does.
We're gonna see what is he gonna decide. You know, I feel like if he goes for one more point in Dagger, that's gonna be pretty bad for his game later.
Okay. Well, he's saving the skill point for now. He's leaving us in anticipation as he refills the water bottle a second time. You know, this DK among the mid laners that don't really build bottles. They just don't need it. They're built different. We're still waiting for that 5th point. I'll let you know when we finally get something here. But for now, you know, you spoke about the supports being able to rotate away for Castawake. I think what's really nice for this lineup in particular is that they have some pretty sturdy laners. You know, like this Weaver, not so easy to kill. This Doom, not so easy to kill.
But as long as you bring more heroes, then they'll be killable.
That's true.
They're trying to get the Bristol. I was kind of expecting the Edge to move, but it was the Tusk was moving here. So this is not an easy kill on the Bristol, you know. And Doom is going to pay the price here.
Yep, as Tim's on John Noel, assisting Jack for that kill down bottom. First blood goes to the zombies of John Noel. And with a car here, they might be able to push a little bit more. Castaway once again rotating to the mid lane just before the minute 6 power rune as Armel lets loose that first Elder Dragon form. Glyph is going to be for bottom. It's also going to help the mid here a little bit as Bob looks for the power rune. It spawns top lane. He has now committed the points in Blink, by the way.
Yeah, I think this is the wise choice now. He needs to be mobile. He needs to start to move. He's level 6. Like I said, you cannot outlane the DK, but you can out-rotate the DK as Queen of Pain. He's going to pick up the first rune. This is very crucial. Haste rune. He has to impact the side lanes as soon as possible. He's going to TP bot. Going to try and kill...
Tower down bottom. Sonic Wave. They're looking for John Well. Tower goes down. John trying to TP away, and he's not going to make it out alive.
That is not what he wanted, though. Only a support kill with that rotation.
Oh. And he's alive.
Boom is going to be super happy with that, you know. Very, very happy.
Both offlaners end up losing their tower here with the first wagon, by the way. I feel like you don't always see that much. And honestly, not something I totally expected given the layout of these lanes.
I mean, after it's an Enchantress, you know, when you have Enchantress, there's always chances of things like this happening. She can take your tower very early. But Wisdom Runes, Wisdom Shrines popping, FBZ, he's going to be contested. Chicken Fingers, he's going to stay, but Teams has backup.
Gotta give it up.
Oh, this is bad.
He's gotta give it up. Boom Esports, they'll end up with both
Bob had no TP
Armel.
Because he had it. He used it already for the haste gank.
And Armel, he actually TP'd top just to guarantee that his team could secure the Wisdom Shrine. So high priority here for these sub-objectives, if we can call them that, right? For Boom Esports, on these runes, on these Wisdom Shrines. A lot of priority here for that. Although that being said,
Wisdom Shrine is I think it's a major objective. It's not even like a side one. I think you have to really get it because it has a huge impact in the game. Hurting your support's level 6 timings at 10 minutes, 11 minutes. I think the 14-minute one you could argue is not as important anymore.
Tag team level 2 here. That'll be enough for the kill. Actually, that's a really good point, right? Because you talked about how Castawake, they're rotating these supports a lot. As a result, you're naturally going to be in XP range for far less. And so now, as they lose on both Wisdom Shrines, it makes these kinds of defenses a little bit harder. As John Well, he drops that Tombstone here in the mid lane. It's a level 2 Tombstone, easy to be killed off for that one. As look at Castawake, they bring the numbers. Tombstone's finished off as the Shaman, he is next to go down. Armel in this Elder Dragon form, his second cast of the Corrosive Dragon is unable to really get too much more damage onto that tier 1. Suddenly, it's Castawake who are starting to siege.
Yeah, but they don't have the heroes to kill down the tower now, so they just have to back off, return, retreat. Bob has no resources, so he has to go back and collect maybe some bounty runes or wait for the next rune. So it's time to unwind and farm a little bit for Castawake. They have to just chill and figure out how to get XP for their support since they lost the double Wisdom Shrine. They need to try to give them a lane to farm or get XP at least. I mean, this task has a very, very important role to play in this game. And as usual, if you want someone to have an important role, you want DJ to have it, He's gonna be in charge of all the ganking, the initiation, because he is the only catch that they have in this game.
Yeah, very true. He's also the only save they have, that should be said for the moment, unless we see like a Chris Shag Scepter, which I kind of doubt it.
He's also the only TI player in the team.
That is also true. He's carrying a lot of burdens here on those shoulders of the Tusk. Bob, he eats that stun here in the mid lane. Not a lot of follow-up, and all of a sudden from the river, Christian DJ trapping this RML, DK, FBZ even rotating in. It's 4 heroes who surround and take down the dragon. This Tombstone going down next, and Castaway here with the perfect creep here. Now this might be the push they needed for the tower. 2 times that DK has tried to take down the mid tier 1. 2 times 5 heroes have rotated mid in response.
Yeah, they understood that it's very important to stifle the DK's momentum, right? Because the Bristle and the Razor, they all kind of want to sit in their lane to farm. They don't really want to move as much, and DK is the one that kind of is going to be doing the poking and prodding. But to do that, he needs like people around him, right? So I think they were kind of not in position to scout, and yeah, they got punished by Castawake. Very good play there, bringing in the numbers to stop the DK from killing the tower. Very, very important move. And yeah, I think Bob looks like he's gonna be feeling it this game. His team is giving him what he needs, the rune, the TP gangs, and he is going to hopefully repay them later down the road. They have already built up a small little lead here at 10 minutes, 2k, and yeah, this is what I said needed to happen for Team Castawake. Right. They need to snowball this game, and right now they have to solve the problem of the XP on the supports, right? Because they lost the Wisdom Shrine, so they have to figure out how to get that level 6.
Getting surrounded by all these skeletons with the rally. This is going to be so much damage in addition to the tag team. And down he goes. He's going to end up dying. Bob with the amplified damage room popped. He's rotating around the tower to see what he can find. Everyone else has simply run away, so they could now collect the 3rd and final tier 1 tower. Armel, though, he's going to take this opportunity to start ticking down that tier 1 tower mid.
Chris is here
over
to defend
in response.
So he can't really get a trade here, but yeah, he's trying to get something in return. I think he has to. I think he has to buy dagger first this game, instead of like usually you see like mage slayers on DK, but this is the kind of game I feel like he is like DJ. He needs to move around and set up kills, set up ganks, and the dagger seems like it's going to be a necessity right now for his team to be able to play the game, So he's quite close to that. Once he gets it, the game is going to start to burst to life for the side of Boom, whereas for the side of Castawake, they have Midas on their Doom, Queen of Pain has an Arcane Rune, and Dagon coming up. So it's going to take a little bit more time for them to be ready to fight, but on the other hand, Chris is ready. He's moving through the gate, he's coming to open up the map. He has his Dragonlance, that's almost done. So we are about to hit a very, very big timing for Castawake's side. But hopefully Boom is going to do something with this dagger on DK. They have to try to get a couple of kills here with the dagger to stop all these item timings from coming out.
Dabs' building is a pretty tanky frontliner as well, right? Not quite the Ags Rush Bristle we have seen today. It's this Vanguard into Blade Mail. So they do have like a nice frontliner like for the DK
item
pick his moment.
Of the qualifier, at least for the SEA. Blade Mail is like everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. It just might be. Oh, but this is not exactly the target you want to
it's a good block
on, is it?
Yeah. Well, he's going to be Okay.
Wow. Good effort. Good effort.
I was gonna say like a pretty ambitious TB, but yeah, sure.
Yeah, he's gonna die for that one. You can see now the other waves. Castawake are going to be able to show in a bit more aggressively. Winter, I wanted to ask you, now that Bob has gotten up to level 10, is this the kind of build that you were hoping to see as far as the skill build? Like those 2 points in Shadow Strike, those were enough. Now he's got a 2-3-4 build at level 10.
Yeah, I don't even think that was necessary, but sure, he wants to play for the aggression. But right now he's already back to where he should be with the max, almost max blink and scream, and DJ is going to be hunted down by Armel's
He's
BK.
caught here. Bob jumps on in. He's holding onto the Sonic Wave. He's got an Arcane Rune to cast it with, but you know, he just doesn't have the follow-up. He just knows he doesn't have the
back
follow-up.
off. They don't have the numbers here. There's just way too many Radiant heroes. But
2-minute Wisdom Shrine timing. Easy. Hitting top lane, he's actually doomed this Undying. He says, you know what? To hell with you, sir. To hell with you. And General's like, well, okay, I guess. I don't think he is. No, I don't think so.
And he tanked the Doom. Oh, he kind of forced the Doom, right? Because the Doom was kind of losing the fight against the Undying with the Tombstone.
Yep, with the decay stacking.
Yeah, he's MVZ's laughing himself. You know, he's having a good time. But he knows, you know, that was a good play by Undying.
Yeah, that's twice now FBZ has, well, I mean, at least he gets the Wisdom Shrine this time. Last time he had to just completely give it up as Bob didn't have the CP. Similar situation here this time. As, well, it's not chicken fingers, is it? But it's going to be Mass Serpent Wards assisting Armel to take down this tier 1 top lane. Castawake not in a position to defend it, so they'll have to let that one go.
Yep, but they're about to hit their timings. They have Dagon done, Deso done, and yeah, Doom is farming Radiant, so Doom is not in the picture. So they have very, very huge timings now. So they're making a move here with their Dagon and Desolator timing. They're gonna find, oh wait, it's you again.
Yep.
But he's alive.
Yep.
So he's like,
he's alive. He's alive. He's cackling, man. That Undying back into the game instantly. It's not so much these days anymore that you see players AFK in the fountain after this Undying respawn. That was the funniest stuff, I gotta say. Castaway, he's over in his triangle trying to stack the camps. He's going to be scouted and his stack stolen.
yeah, things are definitely heating up. You know, you see on the network side, the cores are all very, very close to each other on both sides, for Boom and Castawake. But right now, I feel like Castawake cores are a little bit stronger with the Desolator and Dagon timing. Whereas if you look at Boom, Jackie still kind of wants to, you know, get his BKB. I'm not sure if he's actually going to finish the Mjolnir. I think probably we're going to see the safer route, which is to get the BKB, Vanguard, and Blade Mill done on Bristleback. So he is ready to rock and roll. And the DK almost has his Mage Slayer. So these are all small little items, but they are going to have huge impact in the coming few minutes, you know, in the fights.
100%. I also think what's been pretty nice for Doom is they have been able to get some good levels on their supports. Careful here, Krish. Snowball's going to bail him out of this one. Tim's otherwise threatening for those shackles, so instead it's going to have to be Firefighter DJ to get his ant out of trouble.
Oh, he already bought his dagger. Okay, fine. So that was okay to die. But it was still an expensive death, you know. Look at the gold. Almost 600 gold for Boom.
Have Serpent Wards. Yeah. They might have to give up this Roche now.
Radiance is done on FBZ. Are they going to take this fight?
That Devil's Bargain refund on the Midas. This Roche is already down though, basically. It's what's that? The Bristling Thorns, the Ripper's Lash. Sorry. That really takes it down very quickly.
The Undying Flash Golem. With the auras, makes Roshan easy work, you know. I mean, they kind of have like a super Roshan lineup, you know. Like you have Shaman, you have Undying, you have Bristleback. I mean, Roshan has been buffed so many times that it's very rarely you see teams being able to kill Roshan this early. Even with an Ursa or TA, sometimes you just kill it too slowly, you know, if you go too early. And if you're asking for a Roshan lineup, right now what Boom has, this is as close as it's about to get, you know, for a Roshan lineup.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Oh, Castaway says, gee, sorry. Jabs is going to need a second there. Jabs, let's focus in on his itemization here for a moment, shall we? He's got this Heaven's Halberd item this game. So that 4-second disarm against the Quap, against the Weaver.
Mostly,
yeah.
I mean, I kind of feel like, is it better than the Crimson this game? I guess he wants the...
I think
maybe
so.
Against range cost, Halberd is fine. Against melee cost, probably you prefer the Crimson.
Yeah, let me think about this here for a second. I think when you look at the Weaver, he's not really the kind of guy who's going to build like, you know, a Manta or like a BKB super early, you know? So you can kind of count on that disarm actually being able to keep him disarmed.
Yeah, but if he,
right?
I think if he wants to, it's not like it's a very bad idea to get a BKB after your Dragon Lance and there. So maybe you can get one more. You can get Crystallis and then you can. I feel like it's not that bad of an idea to get even BKB third item. You know, after the Dragon Lance and there. So I mean, you could finish
You
your
think he'll
pipe
lack
if you want.
damage this game in particular though, against like a Bristle and a DK? Maybe that's why he has.
I feel like they don't really like damage. All their heroes do a lot of damage with tag team. Ench, Weaver, Corp, they do a lot of damage. Doom also does a lot of damage. So I don't think damage is the problem, but surviving, you know, you have to be able to stand and hit. And you look at the Radiant lineup, if you do not have a BKB, what are the odds of you being able to stand and hit them, you know? There is stun from DK. There is the Shaman. There is the Bristol Snot. So there are a lot of annoying things, you know. So I feel like BKB is kind of a necessity here in this game.
Okay. Like Krish does not have one queued up just for discussion's sake. We should point out he's going for that Lincoln's first, and then he's got the Crystallis Daedalus in the quick buy. We'll see if things change here as Boom, they look for revenge on the kill of their Undying. Snowball save off the Blink Dagger. They did get a Hex on the Bob. Bob, who does not have any spells really to use here, but he still gets the kill on a Tim's. A big team fight. I think one bigger than Boom we're bargaining for is kicking off as Krish just barely gets off that time lapse, but they've lost FBZ, and Castaway, the original target here, is going to go down to boot. Bob, he ends up getting just killed off, just the physical damage. The Blade Mail return is really what put him under.
Yeah, that was a very, very strong fight, you know, from Boom, you know. With the Aegis, the DK, with the Mage Slayer, he is super strong. And I also didn't realize the Corp didn't have ultimate. So without the Corp ulti, they are actually in no position to take that fight, you know. But they somehow decide that with the Doom, they are still strong. But it was a very, very bad decision in the end, you know. They lost 4 heroes only for the price of 2. And yeah, now they're going to be facing a lot more pressure on Mario Jano. He's going to get scouted by Krish. He is going to TP out. No problem.
Yeah, good job on the Pavis.
Yeah, thanks to the Pavis. And obviously the Essence Ring as well. Yeah, but things are looking good for Boom here. They have kind of retrieved the lead that Castawake had earlier, and now they are the ones with the small little lead here. And with the dagger on the DK, they are still looking to make aggressive plays. They're probably looking towards the Tormentor now, minute 20. Don't think Castawake can defend the Tormentor here.
They doom the Bristle. He still obviously can. You're not muted, so he still gets off his Blade Mail, kills the clock with it.
And to be fair, they don't really have the best Doom targets, right? I think out of the 3 cores, you probably want to Doom. If the Razor hasn't activated any of his spells, you could Doom him, but Bristle and DK is also like heroes that you Doom them, you don't feel so good. But maybe DK is the one that if you can jump him before he starts doing anything.
Speaking of jumping the DK, no stuns.
Yeah, I think he's probably the more ideal Doom target later down the road when he doesn't have Aegis.
There's the stuns. DJ is closer to this fight and guarantees to pick off there onto John Well, who, by the way, picked up the shard off of that Tormentor.
Yeah, which is going to be very crucial. The small little save they have to disrupt. Because we were talking about how they are going to take the team fights on the Castawake side. They jump with the pass and they have to insta-burst the guy, right? But the Tombstone with the shard is going to counteract all of that. And if you don't burst the target, I feel like the odds of you winning the fight as the Castawake draft is going to lose a lot of percentage, you know. Your percentages are going to go down a lot if you don't burst a hero right away. So the Tombstone, just pay attention to it. It's going to play a crucial role in the fights.
We'll have to keep our eye out for that. I also want to point out that the minus armor is really starting to build up. Not only do we have the Snot Rocket, of course, for jabs, but he's got his own Eggs shard purchase, so that Hairball to really quickly build up those stacks.
And the DK right clicks.
Yep. And the Eye of the Storm. Eye of the Storm, sure. What are we looking at here, like, realistically, as that tier 2 tower goes down? What song is it? The 3 on the Worm's Wrath.
Are you trying to do math right now on a Sunday afternoon?
Yeah, you know.
Is there an AC? Anyone's building AC? You'll probably see an AC somewhere down the road.
That's a Lotus for jabs, so not quite there. I think, yeah, Jackie's not going for one. Actually, you know what? Surprisingly, Razor, by the way, did go for full Mjolnir before BKB, but it seems to have worked out. He's got that online now.
He is super farmed right now.
One of two, as DK also has his own BKB.
Now, let's see. They're going to smoke out. Weaver has Lincoln's done, but I'm not sure if the Lincoln's is going to be enough to save him. There's just so many spells that he has to be careful of. The Shackle, the Hex, the stun from DK.
Right,
and there's a lot of easy ways to break it, right? With the Undying. Undying doesn't have soul yet, but Bristol back with the Snort.
Pretty good one, though. They can get on top of Tims. They're trying to TP away. This is the perfect time to take a fight. Tims will TP away, as will Jab. Wow. So it's just a kill onto the Undying.
Is absolutely best case scenario that they only lost the Undying.
Yeah, seriously. They'll make it out alive. And as a result, the smoke's not going to find too much. I did want to point out that FBZ has a full Black King bar ready to go. I think it's the only BKB on this Castawake lineup at the moment. Indeed.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like the other two cores are going to be building one. I think the Corp probably doesn't want one. But I think the Weaver not getting one might be a bad decision. We'll just have to see the later fights. He's still 3, 0, and 4 right now, so 0 deaths. And you know, all those Weaver players, they really like to buy Lincolns. They don't like to buy BKB. And we'll see if the build pays off for him this time, you know. I think the game is going to come down to one very crucial fight, and one team is going to run away with it. You know, everything is still very tight now, neck and neck. But one fight is all it takes to blow the game wide open.
We might just be minutes away from that.
It's going to come down to the initiations with DJ against Armia, the two dagger heroes. Who can find, and obviously the Shaman with another dagger, who can find the opening? Weaver?
Well, not to mention, this Roche is also ready for, well, soon to be ready to be contested. But yeah, you're right, the Blinks, initiations. Seeing if they can find stuns before the BKBs come out, or Doom.
And the saves as well. The Snowball and the Undying Tombstone.
The bunker. Very true. Yeah. I think Axe is going to be ready. Indeed it is for Bob. So he's got quite a powerful upgrade in this next fight. Does damage even if you dispel it, as Jabs now has that Lotus Orb ready to go on his Bristle. Even tankier now. Why Lotus this game? The Doom, make the Doom's life
he
more
wants
difficult?
to reflect the Doom, and it's good to remove the debuff from Infernal Blade because it does percentage-based damage.
Yeah, it's very true actually. Good point. Very good point.
I mean, the removing the Shadow Strike is like, yeah, it's okay, you know, it's pretty useful. But like you said, Axe already done, so it's still gonna do a bunch of damage.
FBZ does not have a Blink Dagger, so he would have to just awkwardly walk towards Jabs and hope that Jabs has his eyes closed and doesn't Lotus. That's not a very possible.
That's actually very strange. He's just trying to run in like with Windlace Phase. I mean, he has the Scorched Earth talent at 15, so he's pretty fast when he has Scorched Earth, but he needs to find the right target to doom. I think he needs to doom the DK before the DK does anything, or at least the Bristle. Razor, I'm not so sure.
The problem with trying to doom the DK is you gotta hope he doesn't Elder Dragon Fly, right? Because then he'll just fight. He'll just fight through it. These transformation heroes, right, can be troublesome.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, they don't exactly have the best heroes to doom, right? I mean,
I agree.
The heroes are like. But on paper, I think if you doom the DK before he starts the fight, that would be a good choice. But if Razor already activated everything, then you probably don't want to doom him.
Yeah. Same can be said of Razor, right? If you can doom him before the Eyes of the Storm and all, he gets off a link, maybe?
You could say that too. I mean, Bristle can be quickly because he has the loaded.
Exactly. Roshan is going to roar. Lots of wards, though, are watching Castawake walk towards this Roche pit.
This is the fight.
I don't think they're going to get here fast enough. John Well, I mean, with that Flesh Golem buff, he's just going to go down way too fast. Castawake
they're going to smoke
will not be able to contest this Roche.
It might still be a fight. Jackie wants to just run in and tank everything. I mean, Bob has a regen rune, so that could come into play.
Good point. Good point.
Still very tense moments. They're doing the right thing, hugging their own vision on FBZ and DJ, just waiting and waiting. And yeah, looking at the items on the supports, they have double force staff as well on Castawake, on the Edge and Tusk. Very good against the Razor. But the Razor is not interested in killing heroes. He's interested in killing your buildings right now. He's coming to your high ground.
Yeah, that's true. Eye of the Storm is ready to go. And he's going to hold that, waiting for a occasion to fight. As down go the Serpent Wards as well here. With the fortification committed.
Back. Weaver has to come.
Here we go. Bob have TP. Bob does not have TP for 9 seconds, so he's got Blink. He'll be here shortly.
He's under a ward. They know he's not here. Yeah. Oh no, the Rex.
Let's see if they can find something. They're going to make the jump on to FBZ. Force step into the snowball save. That's a good start here. Sonic Wave pushing them all back. Tim's, he's still going to be kept alive here as BKB's out from Boom to retreat off of the high ground. No one is inside that tombstone here. A scary moment, honestly. I don't think did they not have Elder Dragon form at the start of that fight? I don't think they did. I think Army was still on cooldown, maybe from Roche. Either way, they're not going to actually get the racks. They won't get a single kill. They won't lose this Aegis.
Got the tower. It's not the end of the world. The Aegis still has a 3-minute countdown, so they can come back later. I think all in all, it's a small little victory for Boom. They are kind of happy. They forced the enemy back as well from the map. So I think it is considered a win for Boom.
I've got a slightly different read on that. I see only Sonic Wave committed in exchange for the BKB for what, 2 long duration BKBs?
Yeah, but they still lost the tower, you know. The next time that happens again, you're going to lose your Rex, you know. When Shaman has wards again, DK form is up.
You're right about that. Right.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to come soon, you know. They have to really figure out a way to start the fight. You know, I feel like the Doom not having a dagger is also like, it's going to make it very hard to get in, because he wants to be in the middle with the Scorch Earth and Radiance doing damage, right? Without a dagger, it's going to be difficult.
Can he afford to kind of be that kind of a guy, though? Because if he's not up there frontlining, who is? You know, and what stops Boom from just getting on top of the Weaver and the Quap?
No one.
Who
because he needs to go in, give vision so the Weaver can identify where are the supports. He needs to kill the Shaman. And he is going to not have time to think now. The wards are back up. They are on the high ground.
You're right.
They need to respond.
Look, you are right, Andrew. What can I say? When you're right, you're right. These melee barracks quickly taking down FBZ, thinking about what he can really do here. That's a Manta style for Jackie. Throwing the illusions back up to the high ground as the Hairball and the stacks of nasal goo being spat at FBZ to keep him crawling at this very low move speed. Servant wards have been cleaned up though. Still just skirmishing, but that's until Armel makes the jump in. Force staff away. Good Walrus Punch here to interrupt that initiation, but still, the racks have gone down. How much longer do Boom want to stick around for? The answer's not much. Pretty happy with what they've gotten here. Jabs can be caught in an awkward spot, but he still has the Blade Mail to cover himself. So even in the Ice Shards, he's just going to be able to safely walk away. And honestly, clean push from Boom.
Yeah,
you're right,
very good formation. They remained their formation. They kept their formation. They are Bristol back in front, just blocking the enemy team. DK is just waiting in the wings, just allowing the Razor along with the Aegis to hit the buildings. Yeah.
They should know this is coming. Jackie, back away now as FBZ once again in the smoke. FBZ with a Blink Dagger this time, Winter. This could be a difference maker. DJ opens up the fight with a Walrus Punch. Blade Mail immediately comes out. And with the Lotus, this is a Bristle wall snowballing on in. Bob briefly gets stunned by that. Trying to get off the Sonic Wave. That is going to be interrupted. How will they interrupt in round 2 now? FBZ, he's actually going to get hexed. Does get off the Doom just barely, and the Snowball save is there. Is he going to be able to live? Carmel, Walrus Punch, mid TP. He's doomed up, trying to run away, but down he goes. They're all dying as Bob and Krish able to do the damage. Jackie respawns, and now with DJ dead, he's not going to be able to be killed here. They don't have quite the physical damage, but TJ making all the difference in the world with that snowball save. They get off the Doom and they can actually kill the DK.
And also on top of that, Krish on the Weaver, he had a Daedalus that fight, you know. So I think ultimately it was the right decision not to go for the BKB, just go all out on damage, because they would have not killed so many heroes if he didn't have Daedalus there.
But Bob
was not actually. Wow, he did 10,000 damage. Holy!
What in the world was that? 4 Shadow Strikes.
I guess it's the axe.
Yeah, 4 Shadow Strikes. Holy moly! Sonic Wave was half good, or not bad.
Yeah, but it also started really bad. You know, the Doom blinking, he didn't pop BKB. You know, so he popped BKB until when he was 1 HP, or he was close to dying. He blinked, didn't pop BKB. he got stunned and then he almost died. DJ
Yeah, he Inferno
coming in,
bladed
snowball
too.
him, but yeah, he died. But Krish on the sidelines, look at him, and he's just hitting, but Queen of Pain ultimately just cleaning everything up. So Bob, at the end of the day, he's the hero of the fight, according to the team fight recap here, just cleaning house. And Boom has got to be very, very careful now. Do we focus the Quad first, or we have to focus the Weaver? I think these are the two dangerous heroes. The Doom seems like it's going to be difficult to focus him. He's tanky, and on top of that, they have to worry about the snowball save. So that's also going to be a secondary issue for them. You the team fights are going to become very, very chaotic. They have a lot of heroes they have to focus on, so it means that they need to delegate their jobs. Who is going to go on the task? Who is going to go on the quad?
How do you rate that bunker save from John Noel? He actually threw the bristle into the tombstone, and that gave basically clear line of sight onto the DJ. Wait, hold on, Krish. Oh, no, they're gonna go for the easy kill on the DJ. I think that's the right call there, actually.
Yeah, but they have to kill him every fight, just like that, before he snowball saves someone. I mean, it's also very annoying because the supports have the force staffs, so they can push people out. So basically, what Boom wants to do is blink in, stun with the DK or Hex Shackle. They all get countered by force staffs. So until they have nullifiers, this is going to be a huge problem. So is anyone buying a nullifier? They need to buy a nullifier. Somebody has to buy it.
It'd have to be on Razor, right? I feel like he's the best carrier for this at the moment.
I mean, it's good on Razor or DK, but right now DK has AC done. So team aura items, they are there. They have a lot of auras. Yeah. Solar Crest, AC, they have the pipe on Bristleback. So yeah, they're pretty strong. But I think at some point you're going to need Nullifier to counteract the force stuff.
Very true. I mean, they're amping up their minus armor strat, right? We talked about that a little earlier. I won't try and do more math now, even if it is now Sunday afternoon and not Sunday morning. I won't do it. I won't do it. I'll spare us mental strength. Yeah, I mean, there's even going to be more.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't know the math. But a lot of minus armor.
I was going to say, they are really going to need some nullifiers because Krish, he is building up his own force staff here.
The third one, right?
He just bought something. Yeah, it's going to go into the Hurricane Pike. What did he buy, though? Yo, he just bought a whole damn BKB. Okay.
Oh, he changed his mind?
The Warrior.
Nice.
Yeah.
And he knows that as long as he's alive in the team fights, Lincoln BKB, he is going to do so much, and he has the serrated ship as well, so even more physical damage coming out, and he has some lifesteal from the enchantment, so he's pretty sustainable. One of the problems of Weaver is he is a hero that does not have any real sustain in your build, because you don't really build satanic or any lifesteal items. You are completely reliant on neutrals or your teammates. Always nice to get Vlads on support, when you're with a Weaver to help him. But this game, they don't need to. He has the enchantment. And Roche is about to spawn anytime now. 2 minutes. Big fight coming in mid lane. Smoke on smoke action.
He's already used the Manta. Gabs, his smoke breaks. As Krish, he's just happy to cut the wave. Roshan, if he spawn, he will guarantee spawn time.
I think they're going to put the wards on the high ground to force them back here with the Shaman.
Oh.
He's waiting on the Wings teams. Is he going to do it? Yeah, he's going to do it.
Winter, there's not only one car, but there's 2 cars here. Narmel, he's going to even blink in, but Roshan has spawned in.
I mean, they should just all in the towers. I mean, they should know something's happening, right? Because no one's defending.
No one's defending, no one's showing.
It's on cooldown.
Don't have a scan, and with the tag team, this Roche actually goes down pretty fast. He's not going to roar either because Boom got the last one, so down goes Roshan. Now they know that they've lost out on that objective, trying to focus on the Rags. But FBZ, the Doom blink in. He's actually caught Armel. Jackie gets off a pretty good static link as Krish joining into the fight now. He's looking for a quick kill on a Tims. Jabs pushed back by the Sonic Wave, and he gets the kill there onto Tims. Jabs, he's trapped here as well by these ice shards with the shards. John Well was trying to get in there with the save, but he's far too late. So it's Krish who ends up carrying this team to 3 kills in the fight, but it's a pretty costly engagement. It's a pretty costly decision to go for Roche Winter. They nearly lost the full lane of barracks.
I felt like Boom had to commit that they were like caught between two minds whether they want to go or back. So they did half push. DK went up and hit, and the rest didn't go in. I think what they needed to do is if they wanted to push this BKB on the Razor and
Wait,
finish
hold on,
Rex.
Bob. Wait, hold on, Bob. Bob. He gets the cheese off. He gets the cheese.
Still has a refresher shot.
It does. To try and refresh that link
but like I was saying,
I
I think if they didn't want to go contest Roche, they just needed to all in the Rex and secure the full lane, you know. I think that would have been fine. Wow, Fedora Plus still really favors the Radiant side despite them being what, 12k behind.
They have nearly 2 lanes of racks up, but Krish is looking to equalize here. They've committed the banner, but with seems like with the Bristleback respawning, they will go ahead and reposition here, look for a cleaner fight.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we're gonna see some shenanigans from Shaman. He's gonna try to, okay, maybe we are not taking a team fight, so I'm just going to hide on the side and just find a moment to get the rack.
I'll tell you what, Winter, I've seen someone kind of, I saw a Reddit comment that's like, they really like Shadow Shaman because he feels like he's one of these heroes where like, I think they said like reverse timer, where like if you're playing against him, it's like, okay, you know, eventually at some point, he's gonna get a refresher. Eventually at some point, he is going to be able to threaten to just take your buildings, right? Like he does kind of force this different kind of a play style, this kind of rat Dota style. Not at that point quite yet. Boom Esports need to make a decision here. They don't have TPs. Oh, DK is going to have TP here in a moment, so he'll be back. There's TPing already, but that's a tier 3 tower down, and with the Tesso, it's pretty fast. DJ blinks in, looking for an opportunistic punch. Won't find one, and all of a sudden, oh, he avoids the Dragon Tail stun with a quick snowball. Krish doing a lot of damage here already, but DJ's in pretty deep. He's got a Walrus kick. Armel out of position here, but it's going to be Tims who's holding down Krish for a moment, but not long enough for Jackie to be able to pump in the damage. Sonic Wave, good for the kill there onto Tims as DJ has gone down. The Doom's going to be onto Armel. Tombstone on the high ground is forcing back this side. Krish will lose the Aegis though. One. He does have BKB. Buyback now out from Tims as they're hoping to try and catch anyone else here on the retreat. Krish pops the BKB now. Will he continue to fight? It looks like they want to consider it. Tims nearly dying back here as Bob blinks. Refresher shard. Good damage on the Sonic Wave. Enough even for the kill onto Jackie. And look at the backlines. Tims, he's about to die back, but the Hex, the control of the Krish, it's there. He did not have the time lapse he needed. Armel pumps in the damage. Another buyback. This time it's going to be from Jabs, but he's going to have no team to reinforce as everyone has been melted. Bob, the builder. Bob, the destroyer here again on the Queen of Pain. And out come the voice lines. He's starting to feel himself here, Winter, in this game one.
It's Bob, the janitor. He's cleaning house. He's cleaning everything. Now he cleans up the racks, he's going for the Undying. You have 2 lives, no problem, says Bob. I can kill you twice easily. Come at me.
Seriously. Looking for the next lane of Barracks, Jabs, just tanking up here. Very, very tanky, guys. Blade Mail up in 2 more seconds. Something for Bob to be aware of. He got caught out by that earlier in the game. And look at this damage on the John Well. The buyback now out from Armel. Certainly now they try and escape. And that is indeed what they are going for. Bob? What you doing here? Oh, he's passing the gem on over. Castaway. He knows he's dead.
Okay,
yeah, pass the gem.
Castaway was like trying to leave.
Not that easy to kill here. Wait, hold on a second. DJ kicks Armel away.
He's back.
That's not half
5
bad.
seconds. 5 seconds.
He wants to chase after Armel, it looks like. He's going to go ahead and chill. He'll chill for a moment here.
Yeah, because he saw an Arcane Rune top. Here we go.
Can we just take a moment and open this graph real quick? What has happened? Still 70? Oh yeah. That's what I'm talking about. 50-50? With a 21k net worth.
Yeah, that is insane. How is this a 50-50 game? I guess Gaben just likes their draft, yeah? Shadow Shaman Undying. 1 team fight with a Razor, with Axe, Refresher, they can end the game.
They, I believe they did lose barracks. Those bottom barracks got finished off at 1 point during that push. I don't remember when, but now the full bottom lane is down. Yeah, I think Tim snaked them. So the bottom barracks are gone. So now it's only mid, which I should clarify. Team does pretty well against Megas, though. Comparison here between Armel and Bob. I mean, pretty close GPM last hits wise, but hero damage, night and day. Bob is just, I mean, he's balling out of control again.
And he finally has BKB. Finally.
Yeah, BKB ready for him.
He's going for a refresher next. Oh my god, I can't wait for that refresher on the co-op.
Undying with a Blink Dagger as well, so look forward to these Blink Dagger Tombstone saves in this next engagement. But I don't see a lot of like really huge items now coming through for these guys. Des and Bloodright.
I think refresher for the Razor, that's a huge item.
It's true,
but at one point,
say for...
do you decide to forego your buyback, you know, for the refresher?
That's what I'm saying, yeah. That's the trick here.
And Bristol seems like he's getting to a point where he is a non-factor in the team fights already with his build. Like he's not really contributing a whole lot. And it's mostly the DK and the Razor doing the heavy lifting. And in the previous fight, we saw how FBZ, once he got the Doom on Armel, I feel like the fights are so difficult, you know, because you don't really need to care about the Bristol anymore. He's useless. So it's like the DK doing the initiation and the Razor doing the damage, right? And Razor has Lincolns. He doesn't really have an easy way to proc it. So yeah, I think if he dooms the DK, that should give them a very, very easy fight, straightforward fight. It doesn't matter if the Tombstone save comes to the DK, you know, as long as he's out of the fight, I think that's what matters more for them.
Debuff's just too long, right?
Yeah.
Bob's so mobile now, by the way, with that 25 talent, minus 2-second cooldown, 4-second cooldown.
Yeah, just
Blink.
you wait.
I guess that does
for another arcane rune.
What's FBZ looking to purge here in these fights, I wonder? I guess maybe we'll see. See if that comes in handy. But just break the Lincolns. Yeah, break the Lincolns. He's looking to purge the Lincolns. Thank you very much. All right. I mean, they're pushing, they're sieging without Aegis. Roshan number 3 may respawn here shortly. Likely to spawn top.
Do they wait or do they go for the kill here?
Oh my goodness, Krish, that +1 Geminate attack. I mean, blink and you miss it. Those ranged racks especially are just deleted. This is with even the bonus armor from the AC, and nothing can get through that. Lincoln's here is bad. Easily, boom. They are down another pair of barracks.
Still one more fight. The Roche fight is going to be the last one. I mean, obviously, Castawake, they're in the driver's seat right now, but still anything can happen. I mean, looking at the buybacks right now, only 4 heroes in the game have buyback. It's the Razor, the Queen of Pain, the Weaver, and Doom, and 3 of those are on the Dire side. So it's 1 against 3. So yeah, the numbers advantage definitely in Castawake side's favor. And they are going to definitely
at this point,
try
if
to
you're
use
Razor,
it.
do you not just buy the refresher and say that this next
I feel
fight
like
is
you
it?
should just buy the refresher. I mean, there's no point buying back already, because if you have to buy back, I feel like the game is already over. So I'll just go all in.
Roshan has respawn. Bob scouts him out.
Yeah, I mean, they can't afford to give out this rush. They have to go.
Bugs in the pit. They are starting up the Roche. There's an amplified damage that's just spawned bottom, but I don't think they have time for that right now, because Roshan, he's going down, and he's going down quick with all the minus armor and the tag team. Bug is going to be cleared up. They send an illusion in early, but Krish already with the gauges in the inventory is going to force Boom to back up. They just have to go for a high ground defense now.
Yeah, Bob has the refresher and Cheese. I mean, he is definitely going to kill some heroes in the next fight. I mean, hope is getting lower and lower right now for Boom. They kind of have to get the perfect team fight. I think the Razor has to just buy out. He gets the refresher and goes in the middle with the double Eye of the Storm, and hope that with the Snort Rocket and the Bristlet has to kind of present himself as offering to the enemy team. Hope they kill him, and then he gets a bunch of minus armor on them, and the Razor goes in with the refresher. I think I can see them maybe winning the team fight if they do that.
Krish is so terrifying with his amplified damage. He's satanic in the backpack for when he respawns. He's still with a 7-7 BKB.
Yeah, already.
They have to do something. They have to do something. This is going to be
Razor didn't
megas.
spend his gold, Richie. He has 7k gold in the bank.
Saving for buyback, Winter. Saving for that emergency fund now. As from the high ground, they break the Lincolns. They're trying to get through that first life. The Walrus pick gets Armel out of danger, but they do get that Aegis on the first life through the Hex duration. Tim's, he's going to die for that on the side, though, as Bob focuses him down. What do they have left for the second life? Armel is silenced, but they're going to be able to back up, actually. This Doom, they did catch him. Armel ends up maybe thanking DJ for the kick, as it allows him to jump onto the Doom, and the Doom is going to drop. Okay,
yeah.
They hold, and Tim's, he didn't die, shockingly.
I think maybe it wasn't the best idea to kick someone out, yeah? Maybe they have to just sit behind the Weaver. Because he had Aegis, right? All they needed to do is just wait for them to jump the Weaver. And then they
There's no
snowball save
there.
and turn on them. Yeah, maybe that was actually a better plan, you know, in hindsight, you know. But I can't really blame past players, you know, when you have the axe, you tend to take matters on your own hands, you know.
EJ.
Wow. Okay.
Reaction speed, man. That's going to be the
comes Bob.
outworld staff coming in handy.
Bob is blinking in when his offlaner is dead. The man does not
He
give
doesn't
a
care,
shit.
man. He does not care. Oh boy.
Yeah,
Okay,
now he
so-
has Octering Core. So what's the cooldown? 3 seconds on the blink.
Okay, Jackie has his buyback. He just needs, and the refresher. He just needs to get to the secret shop. That's where he's going now. He just does not want to get caught out here. Up to level 25, so he's now going to be able to boost his attack speed off of this link.
Yeah, they definitely have the damage, I think, to kill off this Castawake side heroes. It's just about how to execute the team fights. How are they going to jump in? And obviously, they're not going to get the same opening like the last time. You know, get the Tusk to kick the DK in and DK pops BKB. They couldn't lock him down. You know, if he ever does that, right? I think the Doom just needs to Doom the DK.
Wait, hold on. The kick jabs out. The kick jabs out of the base. John Well's there for the tombstone save, though. But careful. Okay, they didn't kill him, so he's not stunned. Jabs
Yeah, I mean,
force
that's
that
not
forward.
a very good target to go all in on. The Bristol is not very useful.
That's true. That's true. He's useful at tanking spells, though. You can say that for sure.
Yeah. You make him useful by focusing him. Oh no, they're gonna go on
True.
you.
DJ, another kick on out. He kicked himself, but Jackie, he's going to chase after that Tusk. Jabs is still alive. This is not going the way they wanted. And Jackie, he's in there with the refresher, but he needs some support, and he has absolutely none. He's going to die. DJ's bought back instantly. FBZ nearly dies, I think, to the Vera Cloak as DJ in again. He's actually kicked Jabs in. DJ, he just loves kicking Jabs. I'm not sure why. Maybe revenge for getting kicked before. I'm not sure. But that's going to be a dieback on DJ. Jabs will go down. Armel's in. He's found the kill onto Bob. The stun is there in time. Buybacks all around as Bob is back into this game here. TPs to the outpost. Armel, does he dare blink up? Does he dare? He dares. He just walks up to the high ground. Sonic Wave is going to push him back. And I think now Boom will rethink this fight as they've also bought back on Jackie.
Not just Boom, Richie. Castawake has to rethink their fight too. DJ already died twice. It's maybe time to take a breather. You know, Bob already bought back as well. You know, you don't want Bob to die twice as well. Bob is the last person you want to tilt, you know, so they have to go back and reset.
It's true.
Find another
That's
angle.
true.
I mean, he used his cheese and refresher shot, everything. They still somehow, I guess they got like, at least they killed 2 cores. They killed the Bristol, they killed the Razor. So actually, all in all, it was kind of like what, a 2-for-3 trade.
You know, they got buybacks out of that.
Yeah,
I don't think DJ's going to be kicking Jabs anymore, by the way. Hold on, Armel in the river. Force staff to the high ground. Oh, needs to be saved by the Tombstone bunker. Very good save there by John Well. Will they keep fighting? Bob's like, hell yeah, boys, let's get in there. He's going to be static linked here a single time. They need to take this fight, I suppose. FBZ, he's got Doom, but his Doom, he can't blink in because of this darn Tombstone.
He needs to get out of range of the Tombstone for now. But yeah, I mean, it's getting increasingly tense, you know, for the team fights. You know, they have to even though they have this like what 27k lead, but because they use the buybacks, I think that gives Boom a very clear plan in the fights. If they can actually target down the Queen of Pain, that is a window for them to win the fight and maybe turn around the game. So Bob has to be very, very careful right now to not get focused on, I think DJ has to stay back. I don't think he should initiate and kick anyone. He just needs to wait behind for the snowball save.
Yeah.
I feel like kicking someone in, more or less, it's always going to give Boom the advantage to turn the fights around.
It feels like the only person you really want to kick in is maybe Tim's. That's it.
Yeah, but how are you going to blink next to a shaman that has Hex to kick him? It's
I agree. That's
unlikely. He doesn't have BKB.
Quick D word here as Boom try and find some move around the map. 7 minutes away, make it Winter. It couldn't have gone any other way.
He just needs to sit behind his Weaver and let Weaver hit the buildings and wait for a snowball. And I know it's hard, It's hard for all these lower players to just sit and do nothing and wait,
Right.
They always have to find something, I want to initiate, But starting a move might not always be good for your team.
He doesn't even need to really blink in that far either, right? He's got this Aether lens.
He just needs to wait. I think he just needs to snowball save, just like the Undying. The Undying is just sitting behind with the dagger, waiting for the Tombstone save. He's doing nothing at all in the fights. He's just waiting. He maybe comes out, gets a soul rip off, heals somebody, solar crest, but that's it, He's just waiting for that crucial Lotus Orb or the crucial Tombstone save, I think DJ needs to realize he has to do the same thing.
Really tense here for Boom. Not a single hero on their side with buyback. Of course, the win condition is kill any Boom hero almost, but same can be said here. If
no,
can
kill
focus
Bob.
Down
Bob
on
has no buyback.
Exactly. Exactly. That's the danger here. So it might just be fourth Roshan then the play. You can see Bob cracking a little smile here. Looking around here, considering what to do. I think it's just got to be Rose. Level 27 here already. Krish able to just continue shoving waves in. You can sacrifice these Ench illusions every so often. Got so much money here on Krish. What, 10k? I mean, this is how you do it, right? Break the Lincolns from range.
Behind him, Lotus off, and just wait.
Holy. Hurricane striking John Wall out of position. There's going to be the Doom. Reflected on the FBZ. Bob, he blinks in. He blinks in. He's taking a lot of damage off of that Blade Mail, but will be able to blink back out just fine.
They get the tower at least, but Doom is used. But at least they got the memo, right? They're just sitting behind the Weaver. They're just waiting. I think FBZ kind of jumped the gun a little bit there, but at least no one else died, They killed the tower, they back off, they wasted Doom, that's it, And Boom does not want to sit back. They want to take advantage of the Doom being used.
Ench. Ooh, might catch an Ench.
Bambi, they're going to run into Bambi.
Wait, no way. No way that works. Jabs, he's going to pop out from the high ground. That's going to let another someone up there. Bob's like, yeah, I'll go check. He blinks up to the high ground as well. FBZ, he gets Hex, and he gets killed before he can refresh and get the Doom off. Snowball save is not going to be there. It's actually reflected now onto DJ. Back on FBZ, Armel suddenly, he's real deep in this fight because of that reflected snowball. FBZ, he's respawned. I think he did not get the Doom off, actually, he canceled it, but Armel, he dies inside the shards. He's got there, the snowball save is good enough now. FBZ and the rest of Boom being forced back into their base as Armel's bought back, Tim's is bought back, but it's John Noel who's in too deep. He's gonna have to buy as well. Oh no, he doesn't, he's Undying, he just respawned. Ceaseless Dirge. But Roshan, 5th Rosh of the game, Winter, he's here. Just a few minutes ago, I was saying how Boom did not have any buybacks. Now that's even more true somehow, as we've bought back on Armel and Tim's. 2 minutes until Bob has buyback again. And look at the damage he's doing in these fights, man. Krish is really starting to amp up his damage too, but it just feels like the Bob show again, doesn't it?
Yeah.
There's an amplified damage.
And he was like kind of holding himself back, in the previous team fight, because he knows he doesn't have buyback, so he doesn't want to go too crazy, and I respect him for that. Normal Bob would have just went all in, He held himself back, he waited on the edge of the fights, just wait for the right moment. He knows he can't die. Now he has the license to die soon. His buyback is going to be on. It's going to be ready, off cooldown in
license
1.5 minutes.
Yeah, the problem
I
for
mean,
Bob
you,
is
you have to understand, you know, when you're playing with someone like Bob, right, you always have to take all these things into account, right? He's going to be so aggressive.
that Armel blinks in, trying to find a stun on a Krish. So many Lotus
He's
effects.
killing the
Krish is
banner,
on
at
Bob
least.
though.
They got the banner. The banner is down. And also,
like
DJ has already learned his lesson. He knows he can't just go up and kick someone back. He's just waiting.
Yes.
Waiting.
That's that TI experience kicking in, right? He knows that he needs to be a little bit more careful here. Castawake on the edge, on the cusp. Taking game one now over Boom in the lower bracket. Boom surprising a lot of fans by being down here. Knocked down from the upper bracket yesterday in a 2-1 defeat. Suddenly staring down a very scary high ground defense in game one. They were the first to get 2 lanes of racks, Winter. Honestly, I didn't really see the game getting to this point here, but Bob, he had other plans, didn't he? DJ, he finds a kick out, this time onto John Well, and they might just be able to force the buyback here. This time there is no ceaseless dirge.
But he has no tomb. I think that is actually pretty huge. He does not have a save now.
Oh, he does, right? That was his death tombstone.
Oh, that was his death. Okay, yeah. Okay, sorry.
That's the thing with Undying. You can't be baited like that, you know?
Okay, that wasn't his tombstone. Yeah, he still has it, but Boom didn't really use, Castawake didn't use any important spells to kill him.
So obnoxious out here. There's the preemptive buyback. As Krish, he takes down the range Rex. That's the easy one, but the Doom has actually caught jabs here. That's going to force him back. Is that enough space that they need? They actually managed to find a stun. They kick in the DK a second time. The Hex onto Krish, but they don't continue the lockdown. FPZ refreshes for the second BKB and another Doom. He might just go back in, as that was the refresh out from Bob trying to kill this Doomed Bristle with the Sonic Waves. He's not going to get that damage he needs. Tim's saved by the bunker tombstone fight of John Well buyback. And they managed to hold. They managed to hold.
But there is an arcane rune. Bob is going to want to have that arcane rune.
Dude, Krish he's so rich. Am I seeing that right? He's got nearly 10k in surplus?
15,000 gold, almost.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, so it means that his buyback costs around 5k gold.
Around 5k, yes sir. Jabs. He can stand out front again, but there's still another Doom ready for him. The silence connection not just done, and once again, DJ with the kick on out. The Doom, it's going to be reflected, but most importantly, it's onto Armel, and that's a lot of damage. Down he goes, he's dead for 2 minutes. Winter does not have the buyback jabs. He's turning and trying to give as much goo as he can. That blade mount does a lot of work back onto Krish. They force at least the time lapse, but the snowball save, it's there. They save Castaway. Bob into the base, the Sonic Wave to try and finish off these supports. Tim turns into a chicken to try and ignore it, but look at Jackie left behind. He can't take the fight to Krish, and they are going one by one. Down go the barracks. They finally get the Megas. Another kick out. That's John Well in a lot of trouble as he tries to get this kill on a jabs. Throws himself into the bunker. The Walrus punch there to interrupt onto jabs. Jackie on his second life doing what he can as he jumps into that tombstone. FBZ's gonna go down. Bob blinks away. It's Megas, but can you actually win this fight? Krish doing his best as no. Oh, the OD neutral item trying to save the life here from Boom, but the sustain, the damage, everything, it's just too much. Even the nature's attendants make
a slower paced game because they also have a greedy try call, you know, the Lina Dawnbreaker wheel, and Lina is an exceptionally good call, like I said, against the morphing, you know. So this is definitely going to be a very interesting game, and the laning phase once more is going to be the talk of the town here with DJ and Castaway with the Edge and the Bat Rider combo. They're going to smoke out late smoke, looking for a pickoff once again.
Yeah, you talked about, Winter, before we got started with the draft, the game's plan for Castaway in game 2. To just ball out of control from the lanes, right? Start strong here, continue that momentum. Seems like you're very happy with the draft they've given themselves here as Boom. They're going to be smoked, but not for very long, as Krish, he's going to run out and break that one real quick.
30 seconds to battle.
So I don't think we'll see too much
Well, that probably
action
means no fighting, because if they wanted to fight, they need Swarm at level 1. So now it means that they're just going to try to secure their own runes. And yeah, be done with it. Just play the game without any shenanigans happening at the start of your game.
Winter, these supports, though, for Boom might be troublesome, right? Like this John Well, Chaos, and these are pretty strong supports in the
And what did he
lane.
get, by the way, on the facet? Oh yeah, he got the Cloven
You got
Chaos.
the Cloven Chaos. Careful here for FBZ. Slowed to a crawl. Oh no!
Oh, he's stuck.
He did not get the
he's dead.
Celestial Hammer downhill. DJ, he might take Flamebreak here to try and save him, but
Can
I
he
think he's
deny?
dead no matter what. So just looking for the deny. But Tim's in
he
position
tried.
to secure it.
He tried. That is first blood too. Oh, Tim's? Actually, CK is not that bad of a hero to get first blood on, because you can snowball and you get boots early. I think it's a pretty good hero to get first blood on. If you are talking about supports getting first blood, I think CK is probably one of the better ones. And the fight begins, the Queen of Pain Lina, which I don't think Armel is going to like very much.
Yeah, I reckon it's just going to be too much damage, isn't it?
Yeah, and the range, it's hard, because Lina outranges you. And because the side lanes are going to be very contested, it's going to be hard for them to help the Queen of Pain, to secure the runes, But we'll have to see, maybe Lady Luck will play a part, You can go for a rune and get some useful runes and help turn the game around. But as of right now, they started with first blood, but because it landed on the CK, I don't think it will affect the lanings of the side lanes too much. And yeah, this Dawn Bad Rider is going to I expect them to put a lot of pressure onto the Morphling, whereas on the other side of the spectrum, the Kunkka plus the Chaos Knight, I think they shouldn't put as much pressure onto the Weaver and Enchanters. I think Weaver will be fine in this lane. Double range against double melee. Yeah, so I think overall, Castawake, they're going to have an easier time, executing their strategy. Boom are no slouch either, their backs are against the wall. They're going to have to find a way.
Exactly. I mean, they're down 1-0 right now in the lower bracket. So they are out of room for mistakes. It's going to get a little bit difficult here for them, especially if we see kind of a repeat of last game where Armel is constantly being harassed by these supports. You can see him now getting constantly harassed by the Lina as Castaway will still live through that one. Does have to use the Fairy Fire, and they missed the cleave, I think, right?
I don't know if he would have gotten the kill, but it would have been really close. He must have came very close, if he landed the splash.
Yeah.
Oh geez, some nerves here, by Jabs, they're on the ropes. Things are getting tight.
Ooh. Krish's courier's going to run on through. He loses his band of Elven Skin. Tim's quickly swipes that one down. Okay, so an opportunity there. So,
yeah, but look at the CS, Armel has gone for the double in dagger. So he's losing out in so much in terms of last year, Lina is 16 and 11.
I was gonna say,
He's 7 and 2. He's getting dominated, but he is winning the war of attrition with the HP. But as long as Lina doesn't do anything too crazy, he maintains his CS lead and he doesn't die. I think this is going to be overall a very comfortable lane for Bob.
Right. Yeah, Bob's sipping between the ticks there of the the Shadow Strike.
Yeah, he's bringing in more regen. As long as he keeps his health up, at least I guess 40 to 60%, not too low, he should be fine. Because the Corp does not have Scream, he can't burst him. And whenever you're committing to this sort of build, 2 points in poison and 1 point in being early, you are going to suffer a lot in terms of last hit.
Winter, I feel like you call Shadow Strike everything but its actual name. Why is that?
I mean, it's a dagger, right?
I don't agree. I don't disagree with you is what I mean to say, but it's just, it makes me laugh.
Okay, fine. What do you want me to say? Shadow Strike,
no, it's okay.
Fine. Shadow Strike.
Call it whatever your heart desires.
Poison, dagger. Okay, Shadow Strike, fine. I'll use Shadow Strike. I'll keep you happy. Shadow Strike.
The Shadow Strike. Yeah. That's all I'm saying, my friend. That's all I'm saying. How are the other lanes going? Though mid, we're starting to see a little bit of a breakout lead for Bob as he is going to have to go home to refill the bottle. So Armel, maybe this 2 points in Shadow Strike is giving him some more breathing room to recover in this lane. But like you said, his CS is at the worst for it. But top, bottom.
Yeah, Jabs is the one on top of the board, 24 and 4. Yeah. He's actually doing really well. I mean, we was 1 CS behind, But maybe I expected a little bit too much from this double range. I thought they would pull ahead a little. But Kunkka, a very solid hero in the lane with the splashing. He just kind of pushes you and out-trades you. He has double bracer, he has the Lotus, so yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's tough to push him out of the lane. So, I mean, Weaver is also not the best hero with sustain, you know, so he has to rely on the heals from the Ench. He has 1 point of it, no points in impetus for this lane. So yeah, I think Konka is going to play a huge part here in leading Boom back into this series. He has to lead the charge because Co-op is definitely going to suffer this game. So he has to be the one that dictates the momentum of the game, you know.
All right, and here comes DJ to rotate on over already. Bob's pretty close to level 6.
Yeah.
Can we get it on the range creep? Not
One more
quite.
creep. He has to kill the siege.
Needs to kill the car.
I think he one-shots him, you know, if he gets level 6.
I'm pretty sure he does too. DJ rotating around with Flame Break ready to go. He's saving a skill point. Armel underneath that tower taking a sip. Castaway, they're hunting after this Queen of Pain. They want him. There's that Mud Golem. They throw in the rock. The blink on out does avoid the blood grenade, but here's DJ. Takes that point in Firefly. Armel is not going to live here. There's just too much damage. Tim's, he steals away the amplified damage rune. But Bob lets loose that Laguna Blade. Can he actually reach him here for the kill with the boots and the Windlace? He's actually pretty fast. So he's going to burn some time out from Bob.
He doesn't have a point in stun, so how is he going to do this?
Yeah, it's just too fast, honestly. Tims will TP away. So at least prevents the amplified damage rune into the bottle, but the Sports a fantastic job there to secure the kill on the Quap.
That was necessary, you know. He can't afford to let Bob refill his bottle there. I mean, Armel is already in a pretty terrible spot here. He's one full level behind Alina.
At this point.
Yeah, now Wisdom Runes, Wisdom Shrines are gonna pop. Should be one apiece here.
Castaway,
at the
look
moment,
at him.
FBZ has his level 6. The mid lane is going to get even spicier. He's almost there.
A very, very good bit of micro there, using the Shard Golem to throw the rocket on Mel. Got in the Thunderclap. Thought he was going to leave the creep there to death throw and buff, but actually the Hellbear Smasher's still alive, so never mind. That's what I know. Wisdom Shrines, well, like you say, one apiece, no big rotations this time around. As Jabs has just hit level 6 down bottom, so that boat is in play.
Yeah, I think they might actually have enough between the two to burst the Weaver from full, you know. If they land their combos well. Stun, the CK has to stun first and you land the Torrent Bolt combo after that. And he has to be careful in this lane, you know, if he doesn't have strength threats.
Krish is rotated through the gate. DJ and Castaway both now trying to make a play on a Jackby.
He's going to catch one of them, make a decision, catch one.
Ready with the boat. He's going to decide he wants some deer. So they will open up now. Bambi, unable to heal even through the level 2 nature's attendance. Nice reaction. They get a +1.
Yeah.
Xmark's not going to be ready for a while now, so the TP away is not going to pan out. Or FBZ make it, sorry.
Yeah, Jabs.
Big death for him.
Making the moves here. Initially, I thought he should have gotten a bigger kill. He decided to X-Mark the Ench because he wants the easier kill. But then they managed to get the Dawn in the end, so it was worth it.
He got caught there off of the Chaos Bolt. He's like throwing them at creeps, I think, and they're bouncing to heroes. DJ, he's gonna fall next.
Yeah, this is what the doctor ordered for Boom. They needed the Conquer to kind of relieve some of the pressure. Now Armel, he gets some time to recover. I mean, his net worth is just so low. Look at his net worth. He is so near the Venom.
Yeah, he is. Bob really wants this kill, but Armel dancing around him just with that 1 point in blink, 3 points in the poison dagger
heat,
shadow strike.
From Malaysia, you know, the Lina burning the Queen of Pain. Man, Armel is having a very rough time. I mean, I can't believe he actually took another point on the dagger, the Shadow Strike. Gosh, he is going to be in Struggle City for a long time. Venom is on the other hand rich, farming with the wards, you know. Power's gonna go down. Again, pre-10 minutes, power drops.
How is he gonna farm without the Scream? I mean, you can farm with Shadow Strike, I know, but don't you farm faster with Scream?
Heroes, Richie, not creep.
Well, okay. That's fair,
I'm
but
not
there's a lot of
saying it's a good idea,
but look, they're trying bottom. Krish hit by the boat. Armel's in Sonic Wave. There's a kill.
There you go.
There's the first bit of farming. You were right. When you're right, you're right.
And right now, can he farm more heroes here? He's gonna need so much more than that. Like he's not too far behind the Lina now. After that kill,
Yeah.
500 gold.
Oh, and GJ is going to show here. He's real fast, though, with Stoke. Although that was all of his move speed. Tim's running on in a 3-second stun with the minus armor. A +1 for Armel. Okay.
Dawn is still holding on to his Soul Guardian. I mean, with Bob on Lina, it's not a hero that can be super aggressive like a Corp. You know? He still needs to fight slowly.
That's true. How does a Lina transition out of the laning stage? It's not really like
you
BOT's
just go.
Lina
I think you
days,
go
is it?
right click this game. Go Lina. Just go like Maelstrom when you farm.
Autumn. Trying to find
More
the
stun?
CK here, but without a lasso and without a
That
stun in
is
sight. There you
A
go.
10 out of 10 TP out immediately.
Jab's being a little cheeky here with the X marks. Knows that they can't really stop him here. Clears the wave. Now it's just the car and a Castaway. Trying to continue sieging for their own off-lane tower, as they have lost theirs to top. But they won't be able to finish that off.
Yeah, this is looking really, really good for Boom right now. They've successfully gotten out of the lanes with a pretty big lead, substantially 4k gold at 10 minutes. This is
Wow, where did that come from?
this is amazing, you know. I mean, the Corp somehow, after that one kill on the bot lane, he is already on equal footing with the Lina. Yeah, he's already recovered. But in terms of
Sonic Wave's
CS,
ready to go again, too.
CS Lina has way more CS, but you know what they say, it's the hero kills that count.
Absolutely.
He has 2 kills.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Blade Mail is going to be absolute a pain, you know, for the Lina here.
That's true. How many will we have? Just one, right, for the Kunka for now? Oh, 2. Armel's going to build one as well. And with the bondage, that's going to be a lot of damage reflected.
I mean, the thing with their lineup is right now no one can actually do anything because you have a mid laner, right? So nobody's really moving around to set up kills, right? So you have this Soul Guardian which still hasn't really gone off even once. I think they have to play around with it with the Bat Rider dagger. I think at this point
Radiant's middle
they're
tower
kind of in a very passive spot where their lineup just doesn't really do much, you know, because they lost the lanes, the side lanes especially. They only won the mid lane.
Dire are scanning.
Finally, 1 point in stun, but I don't think there'll be a lot going on for Castawake until the Bat has his Blink Dagger. And whereas for Boom, they don't have to wait for no Blink Dagger. They have Chaos Knight. Just pull them in.
Yeah, just run in, man. That's the strength of this hero, honestly. You're going to see him, I believe, max Reality Rift, and then when you get that 10 talents at left,
Yeah, the 10 talent is
gold,
crazy.
It's so good, guys. If you're not playing CK4, highly recommend.
It's not just
So
the 10
much.
talent, even the 15, the stun reduction cooldown. But wait a minute,
Yeah, and the
FBZ,
20 is amazing too. Just check out FBZ. He's dying even through the Blade Mail. Frisch is going to rotate through for this one. Does catch himself a Noxious Plague, though. He's
they
gotta be a
need to
little
stem
careful.
the bleeding, Richie. If this continues, we are going to be heading into a decider in no time.
Boom really clapping back right now in game 2 at the moment. Let's see, as they're
Yep.
setting up for a fight at the 14-minute Wisdom Shrine. They've got good
Can they
vision
even
all over
fight,
this top
Richie?
side.
I feel like they can't even fight. I think they'll probably be
Blue
better
already,
off
though.
just looking for a trade in the bottom wisdom.
Sonic Wave. Used for the killer on a Bob. Jabs, he rotates on over, drops a boat directly onto the Lina as they catch the Lina farming. They'll give up an attempted stolen Wisdom Shrine, but they'll pick up an even bigger kill.
Yeah,
onto
Jabs
the
has
Bob
been
Lina.
definitely showing up this game. He made 2 really impactful moves. You know, the top one defending the tower and getting 2 kills, and now he picks off the Lina in the jungle, or in the river.
Is under attack.
And those 2 moves, I think, has already brought them the fruits, you know, with this 6k lead and going up even more after they claim this tower. I mean, Jackie has been uncontested already thanks to Jab's rotation. You know, that 1 TP, you know, it sounds little, but it just built up such a ginormous lead for Boom, you know, at 15 minutes right now.
Yeah.
6k lead.
I mean, imagine Imagine if we're in a world where Armel does not have now max Scream of Pain. He's got 3 points in Shadow Strike, like 2 in Blink, and he's just not farming, not killing heroes.
Yeah.
Jabs makes that move, and as you
He's
said,
gonna be so cool, you know, if that didn't happen.
yeah. And now we're in a game. We have a game, ladies and gentlemen.
Or you should say we are going to have another game.
Well,
At this rate.
let's see. Let Bob cook. Let Bob cook. He is going to be going straight BKB next. You know, he packs a punch with
Yeah,
this
but
thermal
he's
runaway.
Lina. Alright, he's dead. That's what.
Okay, let him cook. Amal's got a blink here in a second. Tim's is just simply running away, and well,
Yeah,
actually, I don't
he didn't
think
have
they can
Sonic
stop
Wave.
this.
He didn't have Sonic Wave for another 15 seconds. I mean, that would have been a kill if he had Sonic Wave.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah, but
That's the
what I
Guardian
was going to
thing.
say is Lina is not the same as Queen or Storm, you know. You don't really get to make plays, but you're just mostly hitting creeps and you're trying to play to skill as a secondary carry, you know. So it's not the same as the usual Bob heroes. And it's a very passive hero in that regard. They're going to find Bambi, more kills.
It's a slow kill, but they'll get it.
Who's going to get it?
Wow.
Wow. Sonic Wave. Okay.
I could see that if there's like a stack to be farmed there and they really want to control over the area. But
Okay, sure.
yeah, I mean, it's just really
It's just a long
aggressive out
cooldown,
from
yeah?
Armel. Yeah, it's just a long cooldown now. I'm not sure. I'll tell you what though, you know who's farming the entire time very peacefully, very quietly
Jackie.
behind all this?
It's Jackie.
Krish.
Oh, it's Krish?
Yeah, Krish. He's
No,
farming.
he's been TPing around. He just couldn't do anything.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's kind of true. But he's been a little bit more mode farm now. He's almost got his best
Guess
of
what?
1-9.
Jax again.
Yeah, that ward's paid off for 3 kills now, it looks like. Castaway's going to finally get rid of it.
A little too late already. Right, they got a return kill onto Tim's here, being a little
Something.
too aggressive.
Lasso committed, so that'll pick him a kill alongside that Laguna Blade usage. Bob is now halfway to the BKB, but top lane, Castaway, he is just like an ult target right now for Boom. Castaway locks in Enchantress, and he's like, my hero is a machine that turns HP into enemy ultis committed. He's tanking.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
He heals so much too, doesn't he, actually? 3 points in the Nature's Attendance. Here's a replay of that bottom engagement.
Radiant's
Yep, DJ at the right place at the right time. Now he has a dagger, so once they have the lasso up again, he is once again going to be the bearer of all the weight, you know, on his shoulder. He needs to set up something on the map to slowly drag his team from the depths. Right now, they are 6 feet, 7 feet under. They need to make a move when they have lasso and dagger.
That's right. That's right. I mean, but again, DJ, he's the kind of guy, you've seen those shoulders do some heavy lifting before. I think he's got it in him for sure, man.
Well, you got to consider the wear and tear, you know, if he's doing this every game.
Look, that's true, but you know, he's recovering well. He's having his post-workout protein, his pre-workout, you know,
The ice bath.
His macros are in. He's sleeping well, taking care of himself, putting on sunscreen. I think he can do it.
I feel like you live in his house or something. You know the man so much.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in his walls right now. What can I say? Here they go, though. Oh,
Jackie.
no, another
Jackie.
invade. Bob, he does find a nice 2-man stun. They're going to try and at least burst through Tim's. They'll do so successfully.
Not worth.
Jackie, he's showing up now for the killer. I didn't know you can get up there. That's a little cheeky from DJ. Okay. Good job.
That was
So
not a
1-for-1
kill.
trade.
That was worth it for them, but it's space regardless. I mean, Dawn didn't even want to save Bob, you know. Usually FBZ is like, oh no, Bob is dying, I have to help him, you know. He saw the Lina getting stunned. Bye, you're a Lina, I'm not coming.
Yeah, pretty much. Solar Guardian, even with the Blade Mail, maybe when the pipe's online for FBZ, he can ult in with level 2 heals now on Solar Guardian, pop the pipe, give them a real fighting chance.
Huh. Usually he doesn't go for aura items on Dawn. He goes for carry
A lot of
items.
magic damage though, right? I mean,
I know,
again, it is
it
not
tells
really...
you the story of the game where he feels like he needs to buy all these
Exactly.
auras to keep them in the game.
I mean, Winter, this is our third Quap game of the day. We've seen what can happen if you let Quap just do damage in fights. She will.
Yeah, I mean, the pipe
punish.
doesn't help against the Sonic Wave. It helps with the rest, but the Sonic Wave is still gonna be the brunt of the damage.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, I guess if you hit all 5 heroes with it, I don't think anything else is going to matter. But I'm not so sure about that.
The boat is gonna block the Venom damage. Yeah, the pipe.
Castaway once again. At least he gets out of the way of Roshan. Oh, Roshan getting stunned up by the boat as he'll march on through. Roshan's just like, all right, guys, don't mind me.
Just passing through.
Like walking in New York, you know, you get Sonic Wave, get hit by a boat, you know, crashes into the bridge, and oh, I'm walking here.
Yeah, imagine walking in the middle of Wall Street and doing that.
Oh, yeah. Or the SCA equivalent, you know, you're walking on the sidewalk in KL, and then a bike hits you, and you're like, what? A motorbike, that is? Jay, Link Dagger, Tims, he's too fast. Tims is way too fast. He phantasmed and dodged the lasso. FBZ commits the ult in there, but in trouble's Bob. Bob is trying to BKB TV away, and my friend, there's too much damage. Gonna take a deep breath at that one as the rest of his team, they'll fall around him.
This game is over. It's over. I mean, Bob is lifting his arms from his chair. You never see the man move from his chair when he's lifting his hands up. You know, he knows that this is not a game that he can save. And your carry Armel that just died again to try and kill an enemy.
Pressed together. I mean, guys, look, I mean, it's 4-15. It is a 10K net worth. Like, Boom have not made this a very close game, too. It was looking real good in the lanes, honestly, for Castaway, but just have not managed to transition well out of the lanes at all.
Yeah, Jabs has been the defense maker in this game. He ruined 2 moves from Castawake, and basically he did well in his lane too. So he made sure all 3 cores. He basically killed the top lane, he killed the mid one time, and he won his bot lane. So he basically destroyed the games of the enemy 3 cores. So you could say he is the guy that did everything in this game.
Now Jabs with the PKB going for the Sanj and Yasha, just trying to tank up a little bit more for his squad. DJ. Let's see if Jabs can get him. Did he X mark him? I don't think he did.
No, he did not get him. But boat is used. Yeah. But I don't even see an opening. You know, it's true a boat is down, but can you realistically fight?
Yeah, not in this Aegis, I feel, right? Because I tried to make a point that, guys, don't worry, Krish is farming. Yeah, you know who's really been farming? It's Jackie. He's very rich on a hero.
More bad news for you, Richie. Weaver does not out carry a thing.
No, don't think he does. I don't believe he does. So much damage as well, right? With the Vlad's offering build up on that we see so much on the Weavers. Sorry, Nate, the Morphlings, what I meant to say. Bob? Being stalked by Tims right now. Oh, Bob. Another BKB is ready. Tims, I think he's seen his quarry. And Armel is here to close the gap. There's that 10 talent coming in handy, folks. FBZ is going to try and save him. In fact, they will get off the BKB. They will be able to turn this. DJ finds the lasso. They punish Armel. And Tims is a nice dessert. Seconds, please, says Bob as he picks up the double kill. Mid lane, Castaway is just tanking these ults again. Dies to the Noxious Plague and right clicks of Jackie.
They actually didn't have enough damage to kill him with 2 heroes. He somehow doesn't die there.
Yeah,
and this makes me wonder why the first 2 times the Dawn didn't try to save the Lina. Yeah, if he didn't die this time, he probably shouldn't have died the last 2 times.
Yeah, wait, hold on. Bob without BKB. Okay, nice stun there on a Morphling. They've glyphed as well, so these tower auto attacks are stacking up. Krish is going to show up. Swarm Beetle's applied all around, but he's just going to have to back up. Winter, I'll tell you what makes a big difference there, actually. I thought it was the pipe that FBZ had queued up earlier.
It's the axe.
Yeah. Come on. Wait, Krish? What do you... Huh? Like, he got surprised by the ward. Good warding there by Boom. Good warding there by Boom.
I mean, I guess this means the tower is gone.
Yeah. kind of neutralizes that good play that they got fighting for Nolan's life. And there's a drop DJ. Lasting in 10 seconds. He's just throwing spells now from behind this tree. Good damage on the Jackie. Of course, he's just going to continue to morph strength. I think he dodged the Laguna with waveform. Did I see that right? Kind of dodged the damage?
No, he already took the damage.
Are you sure?
Yes.
It doesn't matter anyway. He's a Morphling. He just tanks it. It literally, like, it doesn't matter. He's morphing strength anyway.
I mean, he's so comfortable. It doesn't even need the shard, yeah? Usually in this sort of game against Bat and Lina, you want the shard so you don't get surprised. But he is that confident and he knows he is not going to get caught out. I mean, they're that far ahead.
Not in this kind of game. Bob needs to scale a little bit faster, and to do so, he's picked up a Crystallis. But if he's going to try and take a stop at this Lotus Pool, well, he's going to show on the wave anyway. We'll see if there's any reactions from Boom.
I'll tell you one thing, Richie. If Bob is on your team, and if Bob is farming and instead of running at enemy, you already lost.
Yeah, that's a pretty damning history he's got. I've got to agree with you there. And then you can see they're just straight up back to C.
You can have your own opinion.
There's Lasso. They will land the Lasso. Ooh.
Oh, nice X. Was it the hit? Must have been the X.
Yeah,
right?
really nice job. They basically ended it immediately. Another Laguna kind of just shrugged off.
Just like that,
yeah,
one
okay.
lane of Rex.
You don't have the sign.
Jab's letting loose a little voice line here as Jackie once again just back to lifesteal off of the Ancients, and I think we're gonna just continue. Well, this Aegis is up in 20 seconds. Jab's just finished his butterfly. How in the world are you gonna stop this man now?
I mean, if he doesn't have Aegis, if you're talking about potentially bursting him with the Lina and the Lasso, I think it's still quite possible. It's going to run out now. I mean, if he doesn't have a high enough HP pool toggle, okay, 1.8k is good enough. Like, say if he tries to play risky, I think with the Lasso and Lina, I would say, and Laguna, you can kill.
I was going to say, he's got that 15 magic resist talent as well. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like it's so good, you know. The level 10 talent on the morphing, you have magic resist. It makes you so hard to kill.
I don't know if they can get it done. I mean, he doesn't have shard yet, so there is a chance, right? There literally
he's
is
getting
a
one
chance.
next. So once he gets that, I think the probability of him dying is going to go close to 0.
Yeah. We may just end the game with 0 deaths here. That's going to be a pickoff onto Armel, dragging him into the stuns. The boat is not going to be fast enough. A life stolen. What will the price be then? Maggie catches up to FBZ, morphs into the Dawnbreaker. Nice dodge there using the Starbreaker, trying to TP away, but dragged back by Tim's. A 1-for-1 exchange, but those are the only kinds of trades you can really take right now if you're Castawake.
Still a very good trade. The co-op for the Dawn. I pay that price anytime, anywhere.
A nice exchange. It's a little bit of space. You can see Bob immediately TP stop. And
I mean, the
actually,
thing is, like,
finished up
even
the
if the
Daedalus.
Weaver has one more extra item, right, I still don't see him being able to output a lot of damage in the team fights. Like, one thing for sure, this game, Lincoln's alone is not enough. There's like too many AoE spells that he needs to be wary of, you know, the boat. And then the stun from the I think the stun from the CK actually just kills him, you know.
Yeah.
Like, one stun, he's gone. The morphing just needs 1 second to kill him.
Can Ench no longer dominate Ancients? I think so, huh? I think they removed that entirely. Wasn't it like a 25 talent or something before? That crazy?
Maybe that was
There's one
Chen.
Maybe you're right. That was his old ag and they changed it or whatever. Because what I'm thinking is they are going to struggle to build like some MKB or something here, right? Bob has damage, but the problem is can he actually land the attacks? That's Ancient Rumblehide, right? Not the big Triceratops, the little guy. He has the War Drums aura, which gives an accuracy aura, right? Which is, you know, alongside the Maelstrom, which has the Javelin 25% chance to proc. It's a good amount of accuracy. But I just, like, because how else are you killing this morph? That's the biggest problem I see right now. MKB is going to be miles away. Miles. Smoke play here. It's going to have to be magic damage. And Bob doesn't have a lot of mana for this fight. Has the bottle sips, though, as they will blink in. They're going to drag back jabs. Can they finish him up through the Sonic Wave? Indeed, they can. Bob has used the BKB a little early here, though, as Castaway will be caught with the reality rift. Bob doing a lot of damage here to Tim's. Finds 2 crits there. That's not a half-bad fight now. Hold on, Castaway awake in this game. We've seen back Jackie here as well, thanks to at least the Blade Mail, but Jackie decides he can fight through it, and he's correct about that. A double kill for him. Now everyone else looking to try and run. Krish, they have procced his Lincoln Sphere, but I don't believe they have really any stuns with the Kunkka and the CK dead. Not bad, Castaway.
Yeah, not bad at all, but your issue remains the same. The Morphling is unkillable, and what do? You know?
Well, he's gonna come high ground. So what will you do?
I think the only way to kill him is with the lasso. It's 20 seconds of cooldown.
Krish doing as much damage as he can. My goodness, Armel has a full Shivas. He's just on top of Bob. Away from forward. A nicely timed force staff, but Jackie's got one. Suddenly, he might be in a little too deep. FBZ's going to decide to buy back. DJ, 8 seconds on that lasso. Good control on the Jackie, but again, they just can't stop him. Jabs is back alive. Drops the boat into the tidal wave. It catches 4 heroes. Jabs, you absolute hero. And now Bob, he's going to go down. They're trying for the kill onto Armel, but he simply blinks away. An FBZ, an effort was made here. It looks like it's going to be a dieback for him. Bobby's going to buy back. Hold on, they're really trying here. Armel, he shuts down the hope there as DJ was trying to wrap around. In the meantime, FBZ is going to be killed off by Jabs. And Boom Esports, they will simply walk away, having not lost a single hero there, having gotten a buy, 3 buybacks make it, having gotten a dieback onto the enemy. Offlaner. What a fight. Oh, did you see DJ? What a little cheeky guy. He tried to actually snipe Jackie there, and he's going to pay the price. Jackie jumps back on in. It's Bob and Krish here left to try and defend, but Jackie's got 9 kills, 0 deaths, and he's back up to the high ground here without an Aegis. Armel makes another jump in. Bob's got a BKB. He actually gets dragged back by the reality rift, and it's just not going to matter. Sure, he ignores the X. Actually, Armel jumping back on in. They have a Glimmer Cape to protect him. Blade here to at least prevent the physical right clicks from coming through is going to be good enough to save him. But the Lena lives. Top barracks, though. Game cannot be set. Boom. Eventually focused back goes. We've seen this story before here. Castaway becomes the 10th kill here. Jackie this game on his Morphling. Throwing bodies, Winter, but I don't think this bus is stopping. This is like the bus from Speed. Keanu Reeves is driving it. Guys, this bus is not dropping below 50 miles an hour.
There is still one more stop in game 3.
The bus will stop in between this game, but it's not stopping until then. And that's the Megas completed. Bob, he's got no BKB now. She's trying for whatever he can do, but this game with the Megas, Boom are going to play it ultra safe. They're going to play it ultra safe, and you got to respect them for that here. Down 1-0 in the lower brackets, leaving nothing to risk. We will back up and go for second row.
They found the formula to beat them. Yeah, first pick, ban out all Bob's heroes. I mean, I think the next game is going to be, a lot riding on who gets the first pick, and if they are the second pick on Castawake, so they have to figure out what to do.
This is the fight. This is the one that they're trying to find, but Krish is already dead. FBZ, good damage here. The Laguna used to commit for the kill onto John Well. Bob trying to fight through this one, but the Blade Mail. Jackie turns it into a triple kill. Tims is going to complete the team wipe there on a DJ as the GG is dropped. Game 3 it is between
to win the game, to do something to win the game, take some risk, I don't like players that play mid that, just sit back and play with the percentages, don't die, I think as a carry, maybe you can do that, or as an off laner, but as a mid laner, if you do that, it's going to hinder a lot of your team's movements on the map, right? Because you're the highest level in the game, and imagine if your highest level hero in the game is playing safe all the time, and you are the other teammates, and waiting for him to do something, it's gonna be bad, So I kind of like the Bob type of playstyle in general, but when he takes super uber risks, maybe that's when I get stressed out. But it depends on the trade-off, right? If we win the important games, then maybe your teammates will be more understanding, right?
look, he's got saves. He's got a snowball save. He's like you said, he's got the silence to cover him, and he may even have a first blood.
Jackie.
Jackie does kind of manage to escape here. Double blood grenade committed. Jackie
Bob wants the
trying to
first
run
blood.
for his life,
Let
but
him
they
take
want
the
to
first
give it
blood.
to Bob,
No.
and there it
Okay.
is. His first galvanized stack of the game, a kill onto the carry, 2 runes
You see that
apiece.
small little grin on Bob when he got the kill.
Oh yeah, that's the king. Hey, you know, this kind of mid style. I feel like we don't see it too much anymore, do we, Winter? You know, it was like this is how Sumail used to play. Give him the courier, Bottle Crow for him, TP mid. You know, is this style?
Bottle
isn't it?
Crow? Wow. I'll allow you to say that if you promise you'll never call me old ever again.
Okay, what's Queen of Pain? What did Queen of Pain just cast on Bob?
Shadow Strike.
Here it is, folks. Game number 3. The Queen of Pain making her 3rd appearance for the 2nd time in a row now for Armel in this lane. It is a enthralling 3-game series elimination on the line. Castawake with a great start here. They have, again, what the 16 we said, right? Bob Storm Spirits. They drafted for it. Now it is time to play for it for their chance to continue in these TI closed qualifiers. Only one team can, though, in this lower bracket match. Do you think they get it? Do you think they get the job done here?
Yes, I'm confident. Bob has first blood.
Wow. Boom with an uphill battle then, folks. We'll see how they get things
let's
going
see.
here. The lanes, so far so good, right? All the way around. Not seeing anything too dramatic.
I mean, Jabs definitely has something to say about that, you know. Last game, he was
True.
the star on the Conquer. This game, it won't be so easy because this time the lane is not that straightforward. Last time he had Conquer against Weaver. That's a favorable lane matchup. This time it's Conquer into Ursa. So we know what Ursa does to melee heroes, you know. He's going to be swiping you left and right, you know. And on top of that, when it comes to a team fight, I have to give Castawake side, I think, quite an edge, you know. Global Silence plus the Solar Guardian with the Storm balling in. I think that team fight looks a lot scarier than what Boom have, you know, which is mostly going to be hinging on how well they land the Torrent and the Bolt with the Sonic Wave.
It's going to hinge a lot on the execution, especially a lot on the initiation, right? Of this. Well, who is it? I guess this Quap, this Marana. If they can land some of these combos, you can very well see the single target lockdown being maybe too much even for an Ursa Warrior. Try and ignore with that status resist. But again, I think it just depends so much on the kind of game that Bob is having, right? 11-4 at the moment. In this kind of a matchup, do you prefer any kind of scale build? How much for the Poison Dagger Shadow Strike here? Is 2 points acceptable?
This matchup is fine to get 3 because you want to slow the Storm down as much as possible. Storm is a hero where you want to ruin his level 6 timing as much as you can.
Radiant's
So I think he has the license to get 3 points in the dagger. But DJ not going to be able to fight for the license for the Lotus here. He has to back off. Janelle is going to happily collect it, and because he's Mirana, it means the Lotus has more value to him than his team.
So true, dude.
What's
I always
the
forget
innate
about
call
this
sound?
Salamane's face.
Salamane's Faithful. 50% more effective on his team. It's a small little
Up to
thing, but
you.
I think it's quite impactful in the lane.
That's up Tim's. Oh, very good job on that Torrent. I just caught Krish on the edge of it. That'll allow
Even in
Tim's
the
to-
late game when you have like all the big Lotuses stack up, and this innate is going to be useful.
He might have this kill on Castaway, actually. He's going to try and maneuver into the trees. Jab's just looking for that last little tie to bring her to secure it. And he picks up his first kill of the game.
That's the danger of Silencer straying around the lane. I mean, it's going to happen once or twice in the lane when you're contesting for a kill, contesting for the Lotus. You're going to be out of position, and you're a slow hero, right? So the CK is going to be able to punish you. But Bob, on the other hand, he is, I think, holding his ground pretty well into a Queen of Pain. I mean, I feel like it has a lot to do with the first word for sure, you know? Like, otherwise the corp should be slightly ahead here.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Yeah, he is running home to get some more charges in the bottle. At that point, he'll TP back and try and continue just, you know, building towards that level 6. I'm eager to see how the rotations start playing out. So far, no supports have rotated away from the mid lane for the first 2, well, probably the water rune spawns. And we're a minute away until they need to start moving for the power runes. So these these laning stage objectives are about to start kicking off.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Casual.
Vision
Oh,
in the
that's
top side
a
of the
big
map
career kill.
right now.
The boots and the chainmail. That is big. I think they probably could look to pressure the lane now with the career being down on the Ursa. No boots. I think Silencer could be in some trouble soon, you know, if they can find a stun into Torrent here.
Especially with the Ursa not able to back him up. I think Tim's is going to go hunting for this Storm in the jungle. At the moment, though, in some trouble is FBC. They're going to throw a creep onto him, but with the stick charges, he is nice and healthy. Tim's is blocking these camps, man. Oh, no chill whatsoever. Trying to really make sure Bob has absolutely no game. Lock the camp in his jungle.
Yeah, in the meantime, the 6-minute run. This is super important for both the heroes, Storm and Queen of Pain. Bob is not level 6 yet, but if he clears the camp here and DJ doesn't still okay, never mind. DJ's gonna be there. He
Too
takes
close.
half the XP away. But 6-minute run seems like it's gonna go the way of Armel here. He's gonna secure it. He's level 6, so he's gonna be looking to do what Bob does to other people. He's gonna try to be Bob now.
Radiants are scanning.
Oh, look, he's got that
Bob's level
sonic
6.
wave.
Is he gonna ball in and
No. He knows. You know, I think Bob knows what kind of a player he is. He wants his first big ball in to guarantee a kill. Be able to start snowballing this game for his team. Next question is, will anyone try and make a move then for Wisdom Shrines? I don't really see anyone in position to do so. Top lane. No, nothing just too dramatic. Just avalanches into arrows. Should be Wisdom Runes 1 apiece, I believe. So a slower start to this game, as we are going to take a while to ramp up. But this might be it now. Armel running top lane with
yeah, the
Arcane
Wisdom
Rune
Shrine is
active.
coming. He wants to fight for it. They need to TP the Storm. The Storm is TPing. It's gonna be a big, huge
Yeah.
run here.
Sonic Wave. FPC is actually still alive. Manages to get saved by the snowball. Armel. No, actually, he was dead. But Armel, blink in 1
rune.
second. Not good
The shrine.
enough. Oh, the
They
shrine
got
is
it.
going to be stolen by John Well, who cliffs himself onto the high ground. They've got vision, but they don't have a point in Electric Vortex. Snowball still on cooldown. So it won't make too much of a difference there.
It was actually not too bad because they killed the quad. I don't think it's the end of the world there. It's definitely better for, I think it's better for Boom, the trade-off, but at least they killed the quad. I mean, also here getting bullied. They know he's alone. His bodyguards have left him. But I wouldn't be too worried if I'm Castawake, because I know Bob is the man to watch. You know, if he's killing heroes, he's getting runes,
Under attack.
he has resources. We are going to stand a good chance at winning the game.
Absolutely. Speaking of runes, we're approaching the 8-minute power rune spawns in. DJ's been well scouted here, and he will snag that haste rune, so he's not going to be such an easy kill. 2 runes not into the bottle for Bob, but this one at least not into control of Armel. That won't stop him though from just going under tower, throws the blood grenade, will get silenced for this as DJ's gonna try and return a little bit of damage here to save his ally. Silencer ought to be just fine here.
Yeah, Solar Guardian is going to come online soon. 1.5 waves or more. That's when Bob is going to be playing even more.
Bottom now, actually. Dabs calling in the boats. The Enrage, of course, ignoring, well, rather the Torrent ignoring the status resist of Rage, such as Life for the airborne abilities. Solar Guardian not yet ready there either for FBZ. He now just
Yeah,
has
it is
enough
just now
experience.
ready. But it was good enough. I think the Ursa needed that from his team, you know. He was getting pressured by the 2 heroes for quite some time. Someone had to come down and just push them back. I mean, you see now Boom already starting to build up a solid lead. 3k gold, 9 minutes. Apart from the Corp doing well, like the other 2 side laners, once again, you know, doing well, you know, for the Boom side. But the team fights are going to be approaching soon once the global silence and everything is going to be up. But the good news for Boom is they stole the Wisdom Shrine, right? So the level 6 on the silencer is going to be a lot slower than usual.
Yeah. He's just middle. He's been mid for a few waves now, but he can't really even show too hard. Otherwise, Armel just makes a quick jump on there. Bob's here again, though. Has a soul ring, so he's got a little bit of mana reserves if he wants to try and make a move. But there's that level 6 advantage paying off. John Well, first cast of that Moonlight Shadow. Pings here, scouting out onto Krish as they hit him with the X mark into the Torrent. Torrent's gonna miss, but the arrow does connect. 2-second stun to follow up. FBZ able to save his life though, and in fact with an enraged Krish still wants to keep fighting. He's used it a little bit early here, so Boom feel like they can actually go in for the kill. Abs does so successfully off that Tidebringer cleave. And well, it looks like someone stunned FBZ up top, right? That must have been Jackie.
It was a tiny. The Ursa was trying to wait for him to calm down, and then he used his ulti. But then he realized, oh my god, he's left alone, and he was cooked.
Yeah, he's like, huh? Normally the Dawnbreaker's here by now.
Ah, who canceled my grab order?
Exactly.
Somebody was trying to mess with me.
That might be just then the tower down bottom. They're gonna glyph. And try and fortify it to save the tower. But with the car here, I think they're going to have enough. That being said, lots of attention being focused mid lane where Armel, he gets the blink off before Bob can connect in time with the Vortex. He's playing with this regen rune. So they've got to do some damage here to him to stop that regen from just flushing him through to full HP and mana. They've done so successfully. Tim's ready to turn around here. Arrow doesn't catch much, I believe, out from John Well. So the regen rune is going to be... I don't want to say ignored, but they're going to resist any sort of aggression from that one on the side of Boom.
They're definitely comfortable now. They're in a pretty good position. Not a lot of kills, but they have already successfully secured a lot more farm in terms of last hits, creeps. You know, they are 5k ahead. So they are in a pretty good position. But still, you know, once the team fights are going to start to happen with the global, which is still quite a long ways away.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be the thing that brings Castawake back. Okay, a
forces the boat down
defensive
bottom.
boat, I guess.
A zoning boat, you know?
Sure, you can call it the zoning boat. Not the end of the world, not the longest cooldown.
You know, it's a little funny, Winter. You know, when boats go real fast, they cast wakes. So you could say that Jabs just casted a wake there to force them away.
Alright, back to the game. DJ is keeping top.
I'm so eager for these kills.
Yeah, he knows he needs to set up those kills, you know. They are kind of in a position where they're not really getting too much from the lane because they're under a lot of pressure. So Storm has to try to break apart, you know, this dominance of the lane by Boom. You know, they have to find kills, and Tiny is not an easy kill. You know, that is a very, very tanky hero.
Global's ready though. Bob's rotating through on this smoke with an Invis rune in the bottle.
Global and Solar Guardian. So this is like effectively a 4-man gank.
See if they can find him, right? Armel.
Yeah, they
got
can.
his Blade Mal. There's the Global. There's the Snowball. In comes the Solar Guardian. He's doing a lot of damage in return, but with
he almost
4 heroes
survived.
to spread it.
He actually
got the
almost
kill.
survived, you know. That was very close because they didn't have punch, so there was no more stuns available.
Yeah, that Starbreaker coming in does, whoa, a ton of damage.
All
That's
right,
the
Jabs. Axe is going to get one
Smart
here.
catches DJ into the arrow. It's going to be Walrus for dinner for the side of Boom. We now have 3 heroes mid lane and may consider a tower here as Jackie makes the rotation.
Yeah, no global. They have already used both their ultimates. No global, no Solar Guardian. This tower is gone. Good move by Boom.
So is
you know.
Castaway.
Good move. They're gonna get a trade-off here. And wow, he got solo killed, I guess. Yeah, Sonic Wave down. He's dead.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Okay, this is what we like to call a no bueno right now, all of a sudden.
Yeah. I
Not
think what's
good.
incredible is Boom might actually win with the
The
tiny
Shrine?
man, a tiny carry.
Radiant's middle tower is under
You said they lost their last of their 6 games, right?
They're on a 6 lose streak right now across 2 qualifiers in this week alone
With Tiny.
with Tiny.
Yeah,
Correct.
but they may have like a 10-0 win streak in Screams, right? With Tiny, we will never know.
That's true, but they did pick it 4 times against Execration, and we saw how that went for them. So I'm still shocked they do it here. That's all I'm saying. Either
That
way,
tells you a lot of the character of the team. We do not get
disrupted, by what our opponents are doing. Even if it doesn't work in our officials, but if we believe it is good and it worked well in our screens, we are going to continue to do it. The person making your strategies cannot be easily moved, he cannot be easily persuaded by things like this. He has to be very, very objective.
Is that something? Oh, hold on. I'm going to jump in from Bob. Again, eager for the kills, but actually going to commit. Even the Solar Guardian, the detection is ready there for Jackie. Silence there. They need a little bit more. He's so tanky. Global just to confirm this kill, but it's going to come at the price of Bob's life as Armel blinks in, picks him off. He'll get a double now with the amplified damage rune running, and Jabs eventually gets on top of FBZ.
It just took too long to kill him. I mean, if they wanted to touch him there, I think they probably have to bring even the Ursa, but Ursa had no TP, or maybe his TP got cancelled. I wasn't paying attention, but they needed to bring more, so it didn't take a long time. And that was definitely, again, not worth it. 3 heroes plus global, and now Boom has the oyster, the world as his oyster. They can do whatever they want here. There's nothing that Castawake can do to stop them.
Just 4 dead there. Sorry, first death is what I meant to say for Storm Spirit. The Bob losing a few of those galvanized stacks as he continues to try and make his way towards Hassan, and Kaya. His itemization here. What's Armel going for after this Blade Mail? Also Assange and Kaya.
Yeah, he just needs to make sure that he lives through the global. Just build as tanky as you can. Get your talent, your health talent plus 7 strength.
Double committed wards here. Bob under vision. Oh no, he didn't get another zip away, and that's a long stun, my friend.
That is
Sonic Wave to confirm
stun.
the kill.
I think 2 seconds stun he lives there.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Even 2.5, maybe he lives.
2.5, maybe. He's still got that level 1 ball lightning with that longer cast animation, but you might be right. It was mighty close. I'll say that.
Bob is down. Now Krish, he is in trouble.
X Mark. Oh, they're gonna mess up the combo there a little bit. DJ, a Walrus Punch. Do they really want to fight into this though? Krish is posturing like he's going to. The wards though from Boom have been relentless, by the way. I mean, they drop a ward underneath that tier 2 tower. Time will tell if that'll pay off for Boom. A lot of aggressive wards here just for the scouting and for the vision. And this kind of ward coverage is great, right? When you have this hero like Carry Tiny with a Shadow Blade now completed, it's going to allow him, like this kind of vision, allows him to choose his path, find these backliners, and try to one-shot this silencer, basically.
I mean, Tiny and Shadow Blade now, it's going to get worse and worse. With the vision, plus being able to just run around in base.
Yeah.
I'm afraid kills are going to happen even more frequently. I think this is the right call here by Jackie. You're getting the SB. He's not even disassembling his echo for the BKB. He's just getting an overclock.
Time the arrow connects. Waiting on the torrent. In goes John Well. The 3-second stun thrown. The Cloven Gloft actually catches DJ. Prevents a snowball save. So they force out the Enrage.
Gotta be careful with the Cloven Chaos, man.
Jabs running in a little deep here. Bob eager to at least throw a bit of damage his way as they do silence up Armel, preventing any further damage from him. Uh-oh. Hey, DJ. Oh, nice job. He snowballed actually onto the creeps. I thought it was onto Jabs, who is not going to be able to take off that kill. Okay, but some utility forced. Castaway scouted underneath the tier 2 tower. Oh, that's a Phantasm there spawning 2 illusions. Another Reality Rift ready here in just a moment. Castaway trying to go to the Croakers, but he's going to croak Dims.
Oh, things are definitely taking a turn for the worse now for Castaway. I'm afraid they are not going to have too many more opportunities left remaining. And maybe if they can sneak a Roche with the Ursa, somehow kill Tormentor. They have to try and maybe do one of those 2 things here. But Boom, they are not going to sit and do nothing. Smoke is coming. They're coming towards the top.
Bob on the Watcher.
Yeah, they are going for the Ursa.
Oh no. Maybe they're going to go for Bob, actually. Torrent's going to whiff. Bob gets the zip away in time. That was pretty close there.
Yeah, Bob lives to fight another day. Yeah, but the game state, if it remains stagnant like this for Castawake, it is not going to be looking good, in the long run. They have to try to break out of this stranglehold by Boom. Boom is just like controlling the map, making sure that they are occupying majority of the jungle across the map. If nothing is done, this is going to get even worse, once they have time to get Tormentor and they're going to get Roshan on the Boom side.
They're accumulating items as well on Jackie this entire time, right? We haven't really seen him join too many fights here, but he's almost got a BKB as Castaway snipes up the haste rune. Unfortunately, Armel's got the ability to take him down, and they just run into two more. Okay, I've never been more wrong about Shadowblade in my life. FBZ, Solar Guardian interrupted into the X mark arrow. Bob is gonna live, but it's a triple kill for Armel. What? It's just all gone sideways here for Castaway.
Yeah, just too much pressure, when you're getting pressured across the map and you're mentally stressed out, you need to do something. Guess what? Mistakes are gonna happen, Sometimes when players make mistakes, I would call them, some of it are forced mistakes, because the opponents are putting you under a lot of stress and you feel like you need to do something, so mentally you are rushing and you tend to make more mistakes like this.
We're gonna try and fight around here. We have Global for this Wisdom Shrine, Krish with a Blink Dagger, but they just don't have the numbers up here they need to take a fight, especially not into that BKB of jabs.
Things are definitely not really panning out the way they hope for with this Dawn and Storm, right? They pick it 16, 17, but they are not really able to string together enough kills, for it to be worth it. Haven't really seen like a couple of good ball in with the Dawn Breaker out. Oh, hang on a minute, Storm. He's going to.
The arrow.
Oh no! Right, I'm afraid that is going to feel like the hole is a little bit too deep right now for Castawake. I think they probably have one more chance with the BKB on Ursa. Ursa's gonna kill all of this.
No! Ursa somehow catches that arrow. What? It caught his left paw? That is just... That is heartbreak.
They called that he was doing a rush. They found him. They landed the arrow. I think that's it. That is
absolute heartbreak for Castaway to win game one, to catch that arrow. All DJ can do is really laugh. Oh, I can't believe that arrow hit him.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
That was gonna turn out bad regardless. If the arrow didn't hit him, he would finish the rush, pick up the Aegis, and die anyway.
Probably, yeah, probably. I mean, he's got Blink, right? But surely he doesn't make it out alive.
So he couldn't fit. Oh my god, that was... They just made the read, right? They know he was doing rush, because that was like... I already said that they had only 2 plays left. Either they killed Tormentor or they rushed with the Ursa. And they found them there.
Oh my god, they caught Bob on the X mark. And he's just got no mana. They send this way, that way. Just no control whatsoever over this game. All Bob can do is just slow blink there. I think he's out of galvanized stacks, and I think Castawake, they might be out of hope. They might be out of these TI quals.
And you hate to hear it, right? There is always next year.
Yeah. Krish up top lane. I mean, it's just relentless trying to get through Armel, but again, the control here, it's just next level. Top lane, mid lane, anywhere Castawake look, it's just death. They just can't find any opening any longer. It might be closed out of this game. 4-20 here, 23 minutes in, but they're facing down a 20k net worth deficit. An Aegis that should have been there, sniped away the last second by Boom. And they may use that Aegis to push high ground and knock you out of the tournament.
There's nothing the Dawn can do at this point. Dawn can only be as strong as your other cores. If your other cores are not able to do anything, then you are not doing anything as Dawn. I mean, Bob went from top of the net worth, like what, 15 minutes ago till now bottom of the course. That was the story of the game. He had first blood, he had a pretty good start, but then when they didn't get the shrine, the 7-minute shrine, and they had to give
no.
their support
They see
levels. I
Chris.
think.
The ward just expired, and he's run straight into the torrent. Global Silence is going to be used to cover him. Well, it's a snowball save here, Bob. Zipping on in, but Jabs, he is a tanky target. Not only does he have a BKB, he's got an Aegis, and Jackie finds a 3-man stun. Bob is dead just like that. FBZ can do nothing to save him. He doesn't even have buyback. The boat's incoming here. The Reality Rift pulling FBZ further out of the base as he is stunned. Castaway is TPing from the tier 3 tower back home. It's just that kind of game here, Winter. I mean, that's just got to be it.
That is definitely it. I'm sure the players already know it a couple of minutes ago. That was like the last attempt to see if your opponents are going to give you a little glimmer of hope, you know, a ray of sunshine in the total darkness that Castawake is right now.
No chance, no quarter given. They slam that door right in your face here, Bob. Avoiding there an X mark, avoiding an avalanche at the least, but they got the important racks down bottom. And I think they know this Ursa's, in their jungle. He's walked into sight of a Watcher, so he needs to TP home immediately. They just can't leave the base, Winter. And there just must be such a sinking feeling for these guys, especially after winning game 1. It's tough.
I mean, you gotta give props, you know, for whom they figure out what works for them.
100%.
For Castawake, they kind of targeted Bob a lot because they know Bob is the key.
Yeah. I think Bob had what, like 3 failed gank attempts? He went bottom, he went top, he went back top. I think they all didn't pan out, even with the global. They got Armel mid once, right? And I think that was the only successful one.
I mean, it's just they didn't do well on the side lanes, yeah. The side lane's not going well, especially the Dawn, you know. I didn't expect Dawn to be so far behind from the lanes, yeah. The Ursa was kind of okay, he was doing okay. But then when he got left because they ran and covered the Dawn.
There they go. There they go. They're looking for the knockout blow, and they've taken down both supports. No global, no snowball, certainly no snowball with the dieback there. Castaway, sorry. He might just have to use 25% of his net worth to buy back in global. They have no other options. It's here or never. Quick zip in there. We'll spook Armel into popping Blade Mail, but they're straight onto the top tier 3 tower. Boom Esports looking to close this game out very securely here. Not taking any chances as they look to move on into the next round of these TI quals. In they go now. They're going to go for Jackie, but the Force Staff, the Global, they just can't stop him. Krish used everything to try and get that BKB online, and unfortunately for him, he's not going to be pulled back by that X mark. Just a quarter second early there for Jabs, I reckon.
They lose nothing anyway. They didn't pop any big spell. They're just gonna send the tiny back with X mark, heal, come back. Boat is gonna be ready soon. And now your Ursa has no BKB. And then what? You know, no global, no BKB Ursa.
Yeah, that Dota Plus. Yeah. I think it paints a grim picture, but an accurate one.
I mean, the fact that it's your last game and you gotta try, you know, no matter what.
You gotta try. There is no GGing out for this one here. Not preemptively for Castawake. Last opportunity here. Bob refilling the mana. The barracks going down at an alarming rate. And in they go. The initiation by Bob. He's immediately rooted, stunned, sonic waved and killed. Armel on the godlike streak. Jackie is unstoppable. Boom Esports take the series 2-1. GG's, good lucks, thank yous all around. A hard-fought series here, but boom. They will be able to get it done. Oh, and I love